Hello, can you guys hear me? Is it working? Oh, you can hear me. There I am. Alright. Let's begin, shall we? Hello, everyone. Welcome to Grave Stories from a Grave Digger. My name is Nathan Barnett, and I am a former gravedigger from New England who is extremely afraid of everything. I'm going to read some spooky stories to you this evening. Got my mic. How's the audio sounding? I got this new mic, the Snowball. I think it's good. I hope it's good. I have it a lot closer to me than I did last time, and people were saying that it didn't sound great. So I'm hoping this helps it sound better. I got the chat right here. I have so much crap over here. Audio is good. Audio sounds great. Love this outfit. So this outfit is pretty much what I would wear as a gravedigger. Just jeans and a regular shirt and a flannel shirt on top of it. And this is honestly what I wear almost every single day. If you look at all my pictures, you can see me wearing this shirt. I wore this shirt in my short film. So figured it's appropriate because this is what I wear. And I got my shovels and my pickaxe behind me, but I did not light my candle, and I can't start until I light my candle. So hang on, check this out. I even got a book light so I can read the words and hopefully not mess up as much this time. Ooh, that's nice. Light helps words be seen. All right, so stand by. I gotta grab my matches. Cool. Thank you for joining me, everyone who's in here. I hope you guys have been enjoying this. If you've watched the last episodes, I appreciate it. This is a brand new thing I'm doing. I love ghosts and ghost stories, so this is something fun for me to do. Oh, I got a fan going, and the fan blew out the match. Okay, this is good. Oh, jeez, this is good. I'm going to burn the house down. I will become a ghost, and then the story will be about me. Hang on. Yeah. All right. In you go. There we go. We can begin. We have the flame. The spooky flame. All right. So, what's going on in the chat? Oh, nice. Tuba Cody, I'm glad you're here. Glad you made it. Check it out. I'm going to be switching. So the cameras aren't switching the way I would like them to be switching. It's supposed to do. It's supposed to like fade and merge. It doesn't seem to be doing it though. Why isn't it working? See? Come on, cameraman. Did it switch? It didn't switch. I think I just have to tap them. And then it cuts. Well, it kind of does a little bit of a merge. Right? Boom. There we go. That switched. All right. Hello, camera 2. Got the little close-up on me. All right, let's start this. Hello, Amy. Hello, Adam. Hello, Paul. Hello, Charlie. So this is the live stream. I will cut this up. I will put all the stories out as individual, or the good ones. I'll put the good stories out as individual videos. Eventually I'll probably put this on iTunes or something, or Audible. People have been commenting saying they want to hear this on Audible. Please let me know what you think of this. If you have complaints like the audio. I'm changing the backdrop. This is still not the final set. I have another backdrop coming and more of a set thing I'm going to set up. It's still a work in progress, so please let me know all your thoughts. I read absolutely every comment. And I need to say, thanks, Adam. I'm glad you had the camera switching. Normally it does like a fade. Let me see if I can get it to do it. I gotta get the preview off of that. Okay, here. So, fade. not working. The fades aren't working. I just have to do the dang tapping. Just gotta cut. I like when it fades. It's a lot more dramatic and fits the, you know, oh, whoops. It fits the tone better. Ah, well. What are you gonna do? Okay, so I'm in the chat. Hi Joe, hey Phelan, hola broha, everything seems fine. Spooky Nathan, awesome, sweet. Thanks Charlie, thanks for thumbing it up. Angry Video Game Nerd did a video reading Mega Man book. I loved it, but it didn't get any views. Yeah, someone mentioned that last time. I don't know if it was you. But I'm gonna keep doing this because I really like it. And I also have another project. I'm gonna shoot the first video of it next week. It's sort of a spin-off of this. So I have it's another show. It'll basically be like a talk show type thing, a very simple, basic thing, where I have a guest who comes and tells me a story about something that they've experienced, some sort of ghost story that's happened to them, or anything they think about ghosts, just interesting, spooky, basically a spooky interview. And I'm going to shoot the first one next week. I got a very good, very, very, very good first guest for the show. Not sure what I'm going to call that, but it'll be something similar to this. It'll be like, that'll be that interview show. And then I will still do my ghost stories because I personally love to listen to ghost stories when I'm driving. So if you guys like this, I suggest maybe like putting it on when you're driving somewhere, because they're all about like 10 minutes long average, 8 to 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So if you like it, listen to it then, or whenever the heck you want. I don't care, but I tend to like listening to spooky stories when I'm driving somewhere. And I don't listen to too many podcasts, but this would be one if I wasn't making it myself that I would listen to. So if you like it, watch it however you want. Tell your friends that like spooky stuff. I know this is completely different than my normal content, but it's fun for me, so I'm just going to do it and see what happens. So I got the chat over here. I'm going to put that down while I read. And I need to say, last week you guys were super generous. And you donated. I got a total of $130 in donations. So if you do have any extra cash, any couple of dollars laying around, please donate them in the super chat or in the description. I have my whatever it's called, Streamlabs link that goes directly to my PayPal. So if you want to give $1 or $2, it goes right to me, and YouTube doesn't take a cut. Or you can do it right here in the super chat, and you can be the king of the chat, king or queen of the chat. It really, 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 really does help me, because in between acting jobs, I am struggling to pay rent constantly and freaking out and losing my mind. And I'm currently in one of those times right now. So if you like this and you enjoy it, I don't expect everyone to be able to pay. I get it. I wouldn't really be able to donate too much to other people either. But if you can, please do. I really appreciate it. It helps me out a ton. And it will help me to continue doing this and not have to move out of here where I can shoot it. Because my brother and I were actually talking about buying a really big van recently and moving into the van if we can't keep paying rent. Oops. So maybe I'll do the show from inside of a van if I can't keep living here. But that hasn't come to that yet. So please help me and donate if you like it. And time to start the stories here now. All right. I'm going to get my camera switcher, keep that here. I'm going to leave the chat. I'm going to take a shower. Peace. See you, Amy. Thank you for being here. Why not horror game? I've played some horror games, but I'm not really a streamer. I don't like to stream too much video games. It's fun and all, but I got a donation. Dang, Alan Walker. $5. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Alan. Thank you. First donation of the night. I appreciate it and love you. You're my current best friend. Thank you so much. You're the best. That's awesome. Wow. Thanks, dude. Thanks, Steven. I appreciate that comment. I'm just going to keep plugging along, doing what I do, and hopefully things work out. Still working on shows and all that junk as usual. Trying to sell scripts and auditioning, but in the meantime I like to make videos and just keep busy and doing things, and this is one of those things that I'm going to try to keep myself busy with. Maybe it'll grow and get more popular, become a podcast or something. I don't know. It's a little overwhelming to think about those things. I just like to do it, so here I am doing it. So let's start it. Let's do the first story. Don't worry about it, Foreman. Just found out your show. Love it so far. Thanks, Dark Spider. I appreciate it. It sounds like a good horror story. Yeah, well, my brother already did live in a van, Sean, and it was actually pretty humorous. Maybe it'll be twice as funny with both of us living in the van this time. So, lies. I may make some more Trevor videos. I don't know. The police are always all over me when I do those Trevor videos, and now police shoot people. And I don't feel like getting shot. So that's the main reason I haven't done a new Trevor video, because I genuinely think if I'm going to do something as Trevor, it's probably going to get attention. And if it's not really worth putting on the internet unless it's something good and a little crazy in public, because Trevor is insane. So I just don't want to get shot. And if I was to do something as Trevor and it's just not very, shocking or great, carrying a dead guy around, I kind of done that a lot. If I do it too much, that gets boring. So I'm trying to think of something I can do as Trevor that won't get me shot. So if you have any suggestions, I'll take them. I read every comment. I really do. So, oh my God, dude, whoa. This is all I got right now. Dude, CH, thank you very much. Dave Train, $5. Love the video's been watching since the first Yell video. Dang, thanks, Dave. And Drunk and Angry. Whoa, what's going on? You're hunting my bank account right now. $50 was just donated from Drunk and Angry. You mean the world to me. Well, you mean the world to me. Wow. Thank you so much. That is beyond nice of you. Wow. Seriously. That was amazing. Thank you so much. This is awesome. Maybe we'll beat last week's record of $130 in donations. If I honestly did this every week and I got $100 every week, that's $400. That's like a third of my rent. And maybe the more it gets popular, the more people just have to give $1. You don't have to give giant donations like that. That is amazing, Drunk and Angry. But if enough people were to donate $1 and this got popular, then I could, cover rent and not have to worry and do this at ease and without stress. I wouldn't have to worry about hustling as hard, and I could just be easier to do. It'd be easier for me to just make content. So, because honestly, I don't make any money off of the ads on my channel. So this is kind of the way for me to do it. Boogie to the Warriors. I'm not sure what that means. The little Zaya. Don't get shot because I might crap myself. I'm used to peeing myself, but not crapping. I'll try not to, Charlie. Rika Volley, $10. Thank you very much. You donated last week. I remember you. Thank you for doing that again. You don't have to donate too much. I don't want people to give too much money all the time. I want you guys to be fine too. Like $1 or $2 here and there from most of the people that watch would even out. David, €5. That's more than $5 for me. You're my boy, Nate. You're my boy. Love from Ireland. At least I can do for many years of entertainment. Oh my gosh, you guys are overwhelming me right now. All hail TMG. Holy crap, great content. Very great thing. The least I can do is give back. Hope this helps out. It does help out. Wow, man. You guys are awesome. This is unbelievable. I'm very overwhelmed right now. Wow. Jeez Louise. Thanks, guys. Thank you, everyone. This is great. This is great start. Okay, let's do some stories, and then it will be worth your donations. I got to do something to even it out. When can we purchase your short film? Rat Boy, I could not make the film festivals. Well, thanks, Rika Volley. I'm glad you think that, and thank you for doing that. So my short film will be out probably in September. I'm gonna try to put it on Amazon and stuff, but it will be online somewhere for you to see in September. If it's not YouTube, it'll be somewhere. So soon, very soon, at the end of the summer, it will be out. Thank you for wanting to see it. Wow, awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to start now. So I'm going to do a couple more stories from this book. Let's cut to a close-up shot. Right here we have Nantucket Ghosts by, what's her name? Blue Ballet. This book is really good. I grew up in New England, as you all know, and Nantucket is not very far. It's the island off of Massachusetts, off of Cape Cod, where I grew up. And all of these stories, I read these last week. I got a couple more I'll read, and then I have another book I'm going to read. These are all true stories from people who told them to the author, and then she wrote them into the book. And then I got this. So this dude, Jim Harold, he seems like a pretty cool guy. You guys should check him out. He has a podcast where people call in and tell him their ghost stories, and then he writes them into this book. And these are like the best ones. And there's like 3 volumes of this. These are like the best ones from his podcast. And his podcast is called Jim Harold's Campfire. So you guys should check out Jim Harold's Campfire. These are really cool. I read a couple of like bits of them online. I listened to some parts of his podcast. These are good. These are 2 great books. I think you guys should check out. I think ghost stories are a super good thing to have around the house because you can read them when your friends come over and scare the crap out of them. And then when they're nervous at night, because our imaginations go crazy after we hear things like this, and then you go to bed, then you can mess with your friends and freak them out because they're more susceptible because their brains are weak, like mine. Every time I read these ghost stories, I get very scared and I have nightmares, I can't sleep at night, and I'm 37 years old. But it works on me every single time. So, I suggest buying these books if you guys want. Or just listen to these and spread the word about the authors. Okay, I'm going to get to the stories now. Oh, Phelan, thank you very much for that donation. I see you. That was very, very nice of you. Wow, you guys are blowing me away. This has been a great start to the stream. Thank you so much. Who to a long leak in a bucket? What are you saying, CH? I'm gonna need to buy some new boxers. All right, Charlie, I'm starting it. I'm gonna start it. Get the live chat. Oh wait, what? Oh, Mike Oliver, thank you so much. Thank you. I thought you were telling me to start the stories. I feel bad. I feel like I am taking a long time to get going here. Yeah, Paul, this is unreal. Just trying to read all these comments. There's a lot right here. Do you plan on doing more gymnastics videos? Yes, Cybertron. There will be more gymnastics videos. Click live chat. Oh, instead of top chat? Oh, because am I slow? Am I reading them slow? Okay, now I'm on live chat. And I think I'm pretty much caught up. Well, I'm glad you like my rambling, CH. Mike, thank you. I'm gonna make that dollar worth it for you. I'm gonna give you some spooky ones tonight. Thanks, Charlie. I have more stupidity I'm going to do as well. And it's been a long time since I've done that, but I've been super heavy on like my short film and working on TV pitches and scripts for some places that I'm trying to get like TV shows through. And I know I talk about that a lot, and I can't show it, unfortunately. But I just try to remind people that I am doing other things that aren't really paying me money, but will pay me a lot of money if they come true and they become real things and go on television. So once I am not working so hard on that stuff, I can then shoot some bigger, better videos. I have a really cool new video I'm going to shoot. This relatively new character I think you guys are going to like, and it'll be a very good, high quality video like my other videos. It won't just be like me shooting it with my tripod. So I have some bigger, better content coming that you will all like and appreciate. So, but in the meantime, I'm going to do stuff like this because it's fun for me. So thank you, Todd. I see your dollar. Thank you so much. You guys, at the end of this stream, I will thank everyone. I'll go through all the donations. I'll thank everyone who helped me and kept me alive for one more day. Thank you. I really appreciate it. All right, cool. We got 100 people watching. We may as well start now. We got a pretty solid audience here. I have them. Ooh, wow. Thank you, Todd. You did another dollar. Thanks, Todd. I have the smoke machine plugged in, but it's not working. Oh, there it is. Oh. Did you see that? The shovels just fell over and knocked that down, and that freaked me out. Okay, stand by. I just tried to turn on the... Why isn't this working? This fog machine isn't working. Where's the switch? Okay, there. Dang it, man. I had it all set up. Ah. Ah. Crap. This is exactly what would happen on my stream. Stupid shovels. Honestly, I really do think that this series is haunted. That sounds stupid, I know, but I really do think it's haunted, and I can tell you why. Ever since I started this, oh, come on, shovels. Weird stuff has started happening. All right, this is going to be a 1-minute intermission. I fix my shovels because I want my set to look good. Wait until you guys see next week. The set is going to be way better. I have a cool backdrop coming. You know, it wouldn't be a Nathan Barnett stream if something didn't go horribly wrong. Of course, I get the audio looking good and the video looking good. And then this has to happen. Ever since I started this, I came in last week to do these stories. And when I came in, the first time I started doing this last week, I don't think you guys could hear it, but there was this weird noise. It was something like right outside the door. It sounded like a coyote or a baby wolf going. It was this weird howling, slow, low howling. And then I was like, what's that? I think you might have heard it. If you guys watched the stream, you might have heard me, see me reacting to it. I ignored it, continued on. It did it again. And then when I left, I couldn't hear anything. I went out of the garage, couldn't hear anything. And then I heard this woman singing when I was in here later. And I went outside, and I could only hear it when I'm in here. So I feel like when I come in here, it's a portal, because I'm reading these stories, so the spirits are opening up another dimension, and I'm hearing into that dimension, because this is like a portal, this room. You go into this room, and it's a portal to another world, and you can only hear things from in here, because I opened a gate by starting these spooky stories. Where should I put these? Does this look good? Where's good? Right here? This is not going to work. Oh my god. Maybe I should just start the stories and who cares about the shovels? But I went and bought these shovels and I don't want to waste my money. So I kind of would like to get them set up. Alright, here we go. Ow. Alright. How's that? Does that look good? Ow! Oh, I hit the flame. Oh, wax all over me. Ah, come on. There's wax on my head. Oh, my life. This is insane. Where are the shovels? Oh, there they are. They're in the shot, right? Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Great. Sure. And knock the... Look at this wax all over that. All right. Lighting this candle, then we're starting. Welcome to a Nathan Barnett stream. If you haven't been in one, get ready to disappoint. If you haven't been in one before, get ready to be disappointed. Oh, there's wax everywhere. Oh, that's so hot. Oh, that's really hot. Oh, that's super hot. Oh, that's super hot. That was dumb. Why did I touch that? Hello, Frank. This is probably the worst stream I've ever done. Isn't that nice? All right. I'm starting. I swear. Oh, I can't touch it. It's so hot. Oh, crap. What do I do? Oh, fruitcakes. Oh, fruitcakes. Oh, my God. Burning my fingers, burning my fingers, burning my fingers, burning my fingers. Oh, baby. All right, ghosts. No more messing around. Don't mess with my shovels. Let's begin. It's time to begin. Oh, thanks, Wagman. Thank you for that donation. That was amazing. I appreciate it. I will use your $2 big time. Don't forget the fog. All right, so let's see here. Welcome to Grave Stories from a grave digger. I'm Nathan Barnett, the grave digger from New England, and I am afraid of everything. Let's start with our first story of the evening. Oh, come on. This light is haunted. There we go. I got a book light so I can actually read. Here we go. This is called A Red Friend. I was living alone in the house and slept in the downstairs bedroom. I was awakened one night by a brilliant red light shining across my bed. I thought perhaps there had been an accident on the road. The light looked like the red beam cast by a police car or ambulance. Bill Armstrong, so that was a quote, obviously. Bill Armstrong is a painter and former resident of Nantucket who now lives in Manhattan. During the winter of 1976, he rented a house in Pulpis that belonged to Prentice Claflin. The Claflins had moved to a smaller house for the winter. In an even dry tone, Bill continued. So this story is told to the author. The author of this book, I think her name is Blue Ballet. She goes around Nantucket, which is an island off New England. I've said this a million times. I need to get to the point. But she gathers these stories, and this person told her this story. Just want to preface it a little bit. Riccavalli. Oh my God, thank you for that $10. Oh God, your donations are distracting me. Sorry. Here we go. I got up and went to the window. I looked out and looked away, closing my eyes and then looked out again. There, standing on a little porch outside the house, was a woman. Don't like it. Don't like it already. Oh God. She was bright red. She looked the way someone does under a red spotlight on stage. She was solid, but I knew from the red glow of her body that she wasn't real. I mean, I knew she wasn't alive. What? I found myself thinking, as if in slow motion, she's a ghost. A red ghost. I'm seeing a red ghost of a woman. I don't know why I wasn't terrified. Yeah, I don't either. Something's wrong with you. But I felt quite calm. She was about 40 years old, and she was wearing conservative, simple clothing that I couldn't date. I noticed that her dress was dark, although I don't remember the length, and that she had dark hair. She stared right into my eyes. Her expression was impassive, emotionless. She wasn't tragic, and she wasn't threatening. I didn't feel at all the way I would have expected to feel when looking at a ghost. After we had faced each other for something like a minute... What? You stared at a ghost for a minute, and you didn't have a heart attack and die? I'm going to have a heart attack and die by reading this book. That's... What? Maybe she put him in a trance. I don't understand that. I would have crapped and ran away. 100%. Okay. Here goes. After we had faced each other for something like a minute, she began to fade, becoming fainter and fainter, and finally vanished together. What the heck? How on cue was that? Oh, the freaking smoke machine faded me away as the ghost faded. I don't like this story. This one's going to make me possessed. I know it already. And then he says, I got back into bed and went to sleep. That easy? It was that easy for that guy just to go back to bed? I don't get it. What's wrong with this person? I saw her 3 more times. She always appeared at night outside... Hang on, let me just fix this book light. That sentence was... I saw her 3 more times. She always appeared at night outside the house. She was outside my bedroom window every time but one, when I saw her standing out back near the driveway. She was dressed the same way each time, and always looked right at me. I came to think of her as, well, a watchful friend. Maybe it's just that I was living alone, and I knew that if I didn't simply accept her, I'd be so terrified that I'd have to move out. There were 3 or 4 other times when I couldn't see her, but knew she was in the house with me. Oh, jeez. Once in the evening, I was watching television downstairs and began to hear the sounds of a party coming from the empty dining room. People were laughing and talking. I could hear the clink of china and glasses. I got up and looked into the room, but as I suspected, there was nothing visible going on. Not knowing what else to do, I tried to ignore it and went back to my program. One night, I had just gotten into bed and was lying there thinking when I suddenly knew she was in the room with me. Not cool. This is probably the strangest of all my encounters with her, for she sat down on the edge of the bed. I actually felt the bed go down under her weight, although I couldn't see her. Shut up. Not cool. I can't read this. I can't read this one. Oh, no. Okay. I have goosebumps. I hate this. I hate this. Why am I doing this to myself? I don't know what got into me, but after a few moments, I held up the covers and said, "All right, get in." What? With that, she stood up and was gone. Are you kidding me? He told the goat lady to get in the bed with him? What's wrong with this person? This guy is sick. This guy's sick. An odd thing happened one night when my ex-wife stayed in the library. I forget now why she did, but it was late. I had a bunch of guests in the house, and I remember her sleeping on the sofa in there. It's probably because she's your ex-wife and you don't want to sleep in your bed. Prenny Claffin had an impressive collection of books, which covered most of one wall. In the middle of the night, with no warning, the entire wall of books flew from the shelves and crashed on the floor. It woke us all up. It was violent and inexplicable. No person could have ever flung all of those books out at once without knocking down the wall. My ex-wife and I were in the midst of a complicated divorce at the time, and some of my friends have since remarked that the red woman was probably commenting on my ex-wife's presence in the house. Yes, that's horrifying. The ghost does not like your ex-wife. Holy crap. This is a naughty ghost lady. Wow, man. Oh, I don't like this book. I don't like this. Why am I reading this book? I'm opening a portal to another dimension. Ghosts are going to come into my life because of this stupid book. Need more smoke. Alright, too much smoke. I told Patty and Penny and various friends about the things that went on that winter, but the Claffins said that they had never felt or seen anything abnormal in the house. One night, as we were sitting around talking, someone suggested we try a seance. Oh, that's smart. Come on. None of us had any experience with such things, but it sounded intriguing. So several nights later, a bunch of us, including Patty Claffin and a musician named John Hauschman, sat down around the dining room table with a Ouija board. The first thing we did was ask if someone was there. The answer was spelled right out. Yes. I don't think we had really expected it to work. Our next question was whether she needed help. Again, the answer was yes. Oh, man, you're in for it. At that point, Patty said she was beginning to feel uncomfortable, and she got up and went into the living room to sit by the fire. After she left, John also began to look nervous and left to join Patty. The rest of us closed the door and continued. The question we asked was, is there anyone here who can help you? The answer she spelled out, Bill. At that point, I began to feel funny. Being the only Bill in the room, and decided it was time to break up the session. Dude, that ghost wants you. We talked about what happened. I think we all felt a little shaky. We joined Patty and John, and I explained that the ghost had asked for help from Bill, and that I had gotten cold feet and put the Ouija board away for the night. Patty said, after a shocked pause, well, we just heard her leave. What? She and John had been absorbed in a conversation when they both heard a back door in the corner of the living room open and then slam shut. The door, in actuality, remained closed the entire time. They then heard footsteps clumping up what seemed to be a staircase running up the outside wall of the house. When the footsteps reached the second floor, Patty and John heard another door being yanked open and slammed shut. Both had sat transfixed, listening to the sounds of the steps thumping diagonally up in the outside wall. No stairs ran up the outside of the house, and there is no door at the top of opening onto the second floor. The house was built in 1830, and there is no structural indication of such staircase or of such door upstairs. Wow. And that's about it. My lease. How does this smoke machine work every time there's a break in the story? I told you I'm hunted. This is bad news for me. And that's about it. My lease on the house ended soon after that, and I moved back to New York. I love Nantucket, and there were a few too many strange goings on there. One only needs one such red friend in a lifetime. Wow. That's a good one. I like that one. That's freaking spooky. Ooh, baby. Okay. Let's go to the chat for a second. What do you guys think of that one? I think I am haunted. Paw, C. Paw, is your name Paul? Because I see you in here a lot, but I'm not sure how to say your name. Yeah, seriously, Mike, that's smoke. Is there like wax on my face? Because I feel like there's wax all over my head after I spilled that wax out of the lantern. There's wax all over the walls of this thing. Hey, Hendrix, thanks for being here. Hello. Oh, Jay, I see your donation. Thank you, Jay, for the $5. You're going to need some new tell you ways. I sure am. Thanks, Jay. That's super grateful. What's the word? Generous of you, and I am super grateful for your generosity. I got stung on the ankle by a wasp on Friday. I'm super allergic. Oh, Dorlaxin, I'm sorry. That stinks. I hope you're doing all right. Nike 629. I am not a professional storyteller, but I like stories, and hopefully it sounds all right. I can't read words very well out loud, but I hope you guys enjoy these. I don't believe in ghosts, but I like how into the stories you are. Wagman, are you telling me this didn't happen to this person? This is 100% for real. I totally believe in ghosts because I've had my own ghost experiences in my house, my mom and dad's house in Milford, Massachusetts. Oh, nice. He didn't have to work. Didn't even miss work that day. Dang, Dorlaxin, you're a trooper. That's unreal. Thanks, Swoop. Thanks for watching the videos. You are always grateful. That's why I don't mind giving you donations. Well, thank you, CH. Thank you very, 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 very much. You have to write your own ghost story book. Yeah, I don't know how... Mine aren't great. They're not super scary. I only have one that's kind of scary. I didn't tell it last time. Maybe I'll tell it this week. I remember that one time I tweeted about how you cameoed on the show, Lucifer, and you replied, super surprised you saw that. Well, yes, Nike, I do remember, and thank you for seeing me on Lucifer. I'm glad you saw it in my little part on there. I like your storytelling. A lot of ghost story channels try way too hard to do a dramatic, spooky voice that just comes off as cheesy. I like your genuine reactions. Oh, cool. I'm glad this is working, and you guys are appreciating it. I don't really know how else to read it besides how I would, because my natural emotions would just ruin any sort of character I would try to portray by doing this and trying to be cool and mysterious, because I am legitimately, I get goosebumps every time, and I genuinely think I'm making myself haunted by doing this, and the ghosts are hearing it, and they're going, oh, this person is interested in the other realm, and like we should go to him to get out. I think you bring on what you put out, you know what I mean? And I'm nervous that by doing these ghost stories, I am going to get myself haunted. I genuinely think that, and I'm nervous about that. Hopefully, I'm okay. You are awesome, dude. Appreciate the hard work you put into your videos. Thank you. I'm not Christian. Thank you very, very much. It's a fat donation, $5 donation. I really appreciate it. Ghost diarrhea would be ghastly. Oh, seriously, man. That would be the best. Well, you wouldn't have to wipe it, though, because it wouldn't, like, it would just disappear, right? You wouldn't have to flush either. All right. Blindfolded Mario was awesome. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Dorlaxin. Oh, that's something I should mention. I'm going to get back into another story here. Oh, my God. WT Chappie. Don't turn around. Don't say that to me. Don't say that to me. Don't turn around. Don't say that. I'm now super afraid to turn around. Don't say that to me. That's too scary. I do voices, Spambox. I do, when I do my characters, or if I get like a voice on a cartoon or something, I'll do a voice. I've seen your live Keith performances. You're a master of staying in character. I bet you could do a character and stay in it. I could, but like this is just, I'm so pulled in by these stories that I could probably stay in character, but it would be a struggle, because, and I'd rather just enjoy the story and get freaked out. I like getting scared, even though I don't like getting scared, if that makes any sense. Thanks, Neko. I think you're liking. I'm glad you're liking it. Thank you, everyone, for being in here. See how many people are watching this. I can't tell how many people are watching it. Oh, 104. Oh, still got a consistent 100 people watching. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Don't turn around. Uh-oh. Isn't that Ace of Base? Is that how that song goes? I saw a sign. Sign. Cool. All right. Not doing Bloody Mary. Too horrifying. Sorry, Hong Ping Mike. All right. Let's get back to it. Next story. This one is pretty short. I don't know if any of these are really going to be good because I haven't read any of these. So hopefully that one was a good one. I like that Red Friend one. That freaked me out. And it's cool because most of these stories that are told by these people, they're kind of people who are like, I don't believe in ghosts. Nothing's ever happened to me. And then this happened. I can't explain it. That's cool. It makes you start to believe it more. All right. Here we go. This story is called Ancient History. I don't have much to tell you, really. I'm the kind of person who just hates publicity, and quite honestly, I'd be glad if you didn't think this was enough of a story to write up. Well, let's see. What? You'll have to look right at me when you say something because I hate using my hearing aid and seldom do. This is okay. I guess she's talking to an old person. My husband and I bought the house 30 years ago. We knew that it had belonged to a woman who was very active in Nantucket politics during the American Revolution. But that was about the extent of our historical knowledge of the building. Some years ago, I read up on all the details of her life, and she was quite a character. As you probably know, at any rate, we bought the house to enjoy and live in, and we've never dwelt on its background. Of course, what I'm going to tell you is all ancient history now. These things happened during our first couple of years in the house. I was staying there alone one summer with our 2 children. One was 5 and one was still in a crib. My husband came home when he could on weekends. I wasn't the bravest soul in the world. At least not at the time, and although I never locked the house, I never quite relaxed either. I was reading in bed one night when I heard a door slam. I froze and listened. I tried to read again, turning the pages quietly so as to hear and probably so as not to be heard. So you think there's someone in your house and you don't go and look? You just go back to reading? You have a baby? This lady's a mental patient. I'll find out what happens. Then I got a grip on myself and said to myself firmly, now, you're a grown woman with 2 little children. You should get up and check on that door and close it if it has blown open. Yeah, see, I would be a better mother than this lady. I thought of it before she did. Excuse me. So rather timidly, I got up and walked out of the bedroom through that door there and into this room. I was standing a couple of feet from where you're sitting, right there at the edge of the rug. When I saw a woman walk through the dining room door, shut up. She took a couple of steps and stopped opposite me. Come on, man. My first desperate thought was that it was some kind of optical illusion or shadow, or that a light outside was casting a strange reflection on my own body. Okay, I'm going to pause real quick because the thing that happened to me that was the scariest. I did the same thing in my mom and dad's house. You logically try to figure out what's happening. Your brain just tries to figure it out. And then when you can't figure it out is when you start to freak out because you're like, there's no explanation what's happening. This is a ghost. I need to leave. This is what's happening to this lady right now. Oh, I feel for her. I feel what I felt. Oh, this is too much. This is too much. Okay. I remember my neck went stiff as a board. I slowly turned my head just a fraction of an inch to see with the corner of my eye whether the shade was up on the window behind me. It wasn't. Besides, I was in pajamas and had curly shoulder-length hair, and she was in a long skirt with her hair either short or pulled back in a bun. Wow, man, this is messed up. She was no reflection. I was absolutely rigid with terror. She was opaque. I couldn't see her features or the details of her shirt, but I could make out the shape of her head and the long skirt. I remember thinking that if I reached toward her, I wouldn't be able to feel anything, that my hand would go through her. I suppose all this happened. Oh, freaking crap. Ah! Oh my god. Why am I doing this to myself? Stupid shovels! Okay, I need to continue this. Oh my god, I'm on edge right now. Where was I? I remember thinking if I reached out toward her, I wouldn't be able to feel anything, that my hand would go through her. I suppose all this happened very quickly, but it seemed like it took forever. I was right next to a standing lamp, and I finally moved and twitched the light on. As soon as I did, she disappeared. Whew. It still gives me chills to talk about this. Yeah, it's giving me chills to read about it. I told my husband about her, and of course he thought I was imagining things. He's a physicist, and the last person to believe in such an occurrence. One night, however, I had heard him rustling the covers and sighing and turning over heavily, but I didn't completely wake up. The next morning, I asked him what had been wrong. He said in a grumpy voice, "I saw your friend. She stood right in the doorway." Oh, dang, Gina. Oh, gosh. Oh, I said, "What did you do?" "What in the heck do you think?" Turned over and went back to sleep. He still hates to admit that he ever saw her, and will sometimes tell people if it comes up in conversation that he never did. Oh, wow, man. A couple of other little things happened, but again, they're hardly spectacular, and you might not want to write them up. One was that over there by the fireplace, we had a stack of newspapers with an inverted metal bucket on top of it, and 2 rubber gloves on top of that. My 5-year-old girl, who had a very matter-of-fact, direct approach to things, asked me when I went into her room one morning what all the rustling of papers in the living room the night before had been. I stuck my head into the living room and saw the oddest sight. The bucket and toys had been placed to one side of the fireplace, and the papers had been folded and set up in sections as little tents all over the room. What? So that was weird, but really rather silly. The only other thing that happened had to do with water. We had terribly rusty water in the house when we first moved in. For a couple of summers, all our white clothes turned beige or brown. The children's hair took on orange highlights, and I finally gave up and bought brown towels and sheets. Well, my little daughter called me one morning and said that the end of her bed was wet. I went into her room, and there was indeed a big rusty water spot on her bed spread. The window by the end of her bed was wide open, and the screen had been pulled all the way up. It looked as if someone had opened the window, yanked up the screen, and poured a bucket of our rusty water on her bed. That was when I went around the house and nailed down all the first floor screens. So that's really all that happened. I'm afraid you've come all the way out here for nothing. Oh yes, and we and our guests have heard footsteps clumping around upstairs quite a few times when there was no one up there. I always felt slightly embarrassed to have to explain to startled visitors that it was just the ghost. Wow, that's a good one. I liked that story a lot. Yeah, that's what makes me believe this stuff more, because a lot of the stories don't have dramatic endings or perfect story arcs or anything. It's just something happened and that was it. And that's kind of what happened in my mom and dad's house when I grew up. It was just a lot of weird stuff you couldn't explain, and it freaked everyone out, even friends who were over at the house. Let me read the chat real quick. I'll do one more story from this, and then I'll jump to the other book. What's going on in the chat here? Oh, $5 from WT Chappie. Can you feel them? They want you to know they are there. Did you guys see the shovels fall? WT Chappie, I wish I were lying. What are you saying, WT Chappie? I missed. Nathan, they hear you. They aren't happy. Stop saying these things! Chappie, I appreciate your donations, but I don't appreciate your comments. I'm serious, Nathan. I've been haunted before. Please don't turn around. I don't like that you're saying that. One, because you've been hunted before, it makes me think maybe you know something. I'm guessing you're just messing with me. But when you say don't turn around, it makes me think you're seeing something. Because also, those shovels keep falling over. And I feel like the ghost is making things fall over and I'm genuinely getting hunted. Don't say these things. You're going to freak me out. But thank you so much for the donations. I guess you can say whatever you want if you keep donating, but I don't like it at all. The Web 5. Been a fan since you roasted Angry Video Game Nerd. The first time I saw you, my nephew and I were crying laughing at your videos of your back pain character on YouTube. Good memories. Thanks for the laughs. Well, thank you, Web 5. There will be many more videos coming like that. I'm working on a pretty big project that would entail those types of videos. So thank you for watching, and please stick around. There will be more, not just ghost stories, but I do love these ghost stories, so I hope you enjoy this as well. I think I'm haunted by a light ghost because one time all the lights went out from right to left across the room, and the street lights constantly go out when I drive or walk under them. Dude! Excuse me. Jory, that's crazy. Wow, that's crazy. Maybe you have like some energy around you and you're like messing with electricity. Wow. Dude, yeah, that shovel timing, holy crap. Tuba Cody, do you believe in Amityville or Annabelle Radgain? So, Wagman, thank you for that donation. Thank you very much. Really, really, really appreciate it. You guys are being super generous. This is making me feel great and makes me think if I keep doing this, I could actually pay my rent just from doing this. Hopefully this catches on. You burp when you're nervous too. So I don't know much about Amityville, but I've heard it's like a house that was super haunted and a family lived in there and they just eventually left. I don't know what is up with Annabelle Radgain. What's up with Annabelle Radgain? Wag. Yeah, I'm worried about the Pickaxe 2 Riccavalli. I probably shouldn't have such a dangerous thing behind me. But that is something that I used all the time as a gravedigger, so I thought it would be, I should have it in here, you know? Oh, you're playing Mini Nintendo, Paul? That's cool. Oh, it sounds like a pretty good evening for you. Hey, Nathan, do you have a fan going in the background or something? Your backdrop keeps moving. No joke. There is a fan over there. I think that's what's doing it. Yeah, I can see that happening at a book which has the Amityville story. I don't really want to hear about the Amityville story because I heard that is just like actually horrifying. These are like not as spooky, so it's easier for me to deal with. The Amityville one's supposed to be like messed up, right? Neko, I'm probably gonna do something good for Halloween. You know, do something bigger and better, like on these streams. One time my brother told me he was a ghost and he flew through the wall and I never saw him again. What? Shut up, ST. That's messed up and scary. I don't like that. And I don't believe you. A book which has what's up with the red eyes behind Nate. Stop. Poop dog. Come on. You guys are stupid. I don't like listening to you guys. You're freaking me out. All right. I'm going to take a brief pause. Get some water and fix the shovels because I want those shovels to be up. So hang on 1 second, everybody. Brief pause. Go take a break yourselves. I should probably put these up in a different way because I feel like they're just gonna keep falling like this. Hang on, guys. Almost done. I just need more duct tape. That solves everything, right? If you guys do have your own like ghost stories, try to I was gonna say, how could you send them to me? Like maybe leave them in the comments or message them to me somehow on like Instagram or Twitter. And I could read your ghost stories if you write them up in like a good paragraph or something. If you have like a good lengthy one, because it'd be cool to read stuff that's happened to you guys. I'm gonna tell my ghost story that happened to me. My better ghost story. I've had a few things happen to me in my mom and dad's house in Massachusetts. I told a bunch of them last week, but I'll tell the better story this week. Okay. This shouldn't move now. I have this thing really secured now. These shovels. Are they in the frame? Are they even in the frame? Yeah, I guess they're in the frame. Enough. All right. Okay. Hey guys. Dude, WT Chappie, you are so generous. This is like, you're like the most generous person on earth. Seriously. Wow, man. Or woman. I'm not sure if you're a guy or girl, but whatever you are, you're my best friend. I wish I could share my stories, but I sound like a broken record player. But this time, don't look up. She hates when you... Why are you doing this? No, I don't want to look up. You're really freaking me out. What is that? Seriously, though, I'm looking up right now, and something is flickering on the ceiling. What the heck? It's like, oh. What is that? Oh, okay. Phew. That was weird. It was like a little, like, flash flickering. I just gave the camera a shot of my crotch. Is my fly down? I thought my fly was down. There's a little hole in the vent in the ceiling, and I can see through to the attic where there's a fan that spins, and that's the flickering, which is because there's sunlight on the other side of the fan in the attic. Don't say stuff like that, though. Don't look up. You're really freaking me out. I don't like it at all. Guys, I have a boyfriend. What's going on? Who has a boyfriend? Amy has a boyfriend. Tyson. Whoa, $2, dude. Thank you, Tyson. I don't look now, but there is a skeleton inside you. That's a good one. That's a good one. Thank you very much for that donation, Tyson. All right. Yeah, CH. Tyson, you got me. That was a good joke. All right. BRB. Making any more gymnastics? Yes, someone actually just asked that earlier, Chicken Slayer. I do have another gymnastic video coming out. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be different, but just as funny. So, all right, stay tuned. I keep saying stay tuned. Hang on. I'm going to get water. I'll be back in 1 second. Alright. I couldn't get the music to play again on the computer, so I just put my phone next to the speaker. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm back. Oh, wow. This is a good time to mention the donations I got. Direct donations. If you guys want to, you can directly donate in the description in the video. That goes right to my PayPal. It's my Streamlabs. Thank you, Hannah. I don't know if you guys want me reading your real name. Some people don't like that, but I got your donation. Thank you. That's a big one. Wow. Thank you very much. Oh, Retro Bomb. Wow. Thank you for the donation. 3 people, man. Oh my God, Sean. $20. Dude. You guys are you're giving me so much. Is this great? I could actually pay my rent if I keep doing this. Seriously, I think this is like I can do this and live off of this. Hendrix now, because you said hi to me when I got here and I've been watching YouTube for years. Well, thank you, Hendrix. Thank you so much. I try to say hi to everyone. There's been a lot more comments here than normal. And I try to read every comment and say hi to everyone because I really appreciate everyone who's in here. I really appreciate you donating. That's big. Wow, man. You guys are the best. Thank you. This is like, I actually stress a lot about how I'm going to make money on a daily basis because YouTube does not pay me well. I just don't make money off YouTube. And I'd have to get like a full-time job, but then if I did, I'd have to quit acting and pursuing that. So it's like I need to just kind of like try to get money through making the stuff I make, and unfortunately I have to try to kind of ask for donations, but I don't really have to ask today because you guys are just doing it. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying these stories. It's kind of causing me to lose the little hair I have left because it's stressing me out. Thank you, Jay. Thank you for watching. Thank you for laughing. I'm glad you like my nonsense, and thank you for being here. I appreciate it. You guys make me feel so good. I can't believe you're even here looking at my face. All right, let's get on to the next story. Wow, this has been unbelievable. This has been unreal. How much left on your rent? My rent's $1,500 a month, and I don't know what I've made tonight. I might have made $100 tonight, so I guess $1,400 more dollars. 110 people. Wow, this is great. This is a good stream. Thank you everyone who's here. Thank you if you're new. Right now I'm just reading ghost stories and they're making me lose my mind. I do have a GoFundMe for you. I have a Patreon. The link is in the description. I think it's in the description. Is there a link in the description? How do I read the description in here? Oh, the Patreon is not in there. I have to add the Patreon. If you go to the description of any of my other videos or just search Nathan Barnett Patreon, you'll find it. I have a Patreon. If you guys want to donate to that, you can, like $1 a month or whatever you want to do. That helps out as well. Spam. I'm still going to do things on Twitch. It's on a pause right now. We're waiting for Tom to move here, and we're going to do the conspiracy theory show weekly there, and I might switch this over to Twitch as well to have more stuff on Twitch. I have a Streamlabs thing, Wolfie. Yes, I'm not sure if you're asking or telling other people. Hello, D-Lo480. Hi, everybody. Hey, old Dirty Castro. Hi. Thanks for looking at my face. You have a Twitch. What is it? It's Beyond Worlds. Beyond_Worlds. Here, I'll type it in here. Beyond. Where's the underscore? Oh, that's not underscore. _Worlds. That is my Twitch. Yeah, so me and Seth and my friend Tom are into conspiracy theories and aliens and things, and ghosts as well, obviously. And we did a couple of episodes. It's called Who Knows? The Conspiracy Show. We did that on Twitch. Those are on Tom's YouTube. His YouTube is called Chandram Rutnam. Search Who Knows Conspiracy Show or Who Knows Conspiracy Barnett. You'll find it on his channel. Tell me why this is important, Amy, please. What's going on? Amy has a boyfriend. Amy, what's going on? Why is everyone talking about your boyfriend? Nate, hi, I see your comment, Amy. What's going on? I'm happy you have a boyfriend. I don't know what the conversation is. I didn't see any of these other comments about this. It's hard for me to stay up on everything that's going on in the chat. These streams are brilliant, Nathan. Great job. Thanks, Frank. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you're here. You're here a lot. Thank you for being in my streams and chats. Did Sonic give up? Did Sonic give up when the Sega stopped making the Dreamcast? No. Now his is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Same as you, Nate. Keep shooting for Super Sonic. Will do. Reeves' name. Read. Okay, Chicken Slayer, I'm going. They tell that your boy is babysitting to stop running behind you while you're streaming. Mike, stop with those comments. I cannot dig you a hole, Nifty. I could, but I don't want to. Whoa, $20 from D'Lo. You are an amazing fellow, Nate. All the best. Wow, D'Lo. Wow. Oh, man. And Kale. Cake Pews. Another 50 knock. I think you gave a donation last time, right? Well, here's another, 67 this week as well. I hope you like the Kudelka for the PS1. I love that one so much. I just want to eat all day. Oh, yeah, you're talking about that game before. Thank you for the donation. Thank you again. Dang, D'Lo, that is amazing. Wow. Thank you. Cake. Or Kake, I'm not sure how to say your name. Cake, I guess. I gotta look up that game, Kudelka. That's a game you're talking about, right? There's a ghost. Nathan, have you had any ghost experiences out in the desert? I have not had any ghost experiences in the desert, Vic. But after this, I'll read 2 more stories, and then I'll tell my ghost story, my better ghost story. Hifty, thank you. Welp, I appreciate your $1.99. Oh, the music in Kudelka is so off-putting, although it doesn't fit at all. Oh, okay, I thought you were talking Aurora. I thought you were saying that Kudelka is like a band or music or something. I see. So it is a game. Okay. All right. Such a good guy. I enjoy seeing you happy from these donations. It makes my heart thought. Well, thank you, CH. It's really cheery while everything is all horror themed. I know, right? I legit can't believe someone else even played Kudelka. Yeah, I never even heard of that game. All right. So this one's quick. There's one called A Smell of Roses. It's hard to know what one's going to be good. I don't know. This one's called Harry. I'm going to read Harry. Oh, wow. Harry's long. Wow, Harry's really long. Oh my gosh. Harry is like 7 pages. Should I read a short one or the 7-page one? I wonder if the 7-page one is good because there's that much to say in it, you know? What do you guys think? The short one or this other book over here that I'm going to switch to from that dude's podcast, Jim Harold. I don't know if you guys know Jim Harold, but he has it's called Campfire. Jim Harold's Campfire. He has a podcast. His stories in this book are all pretty short. 7 pages. All right, I'm going to do 7 pages. Okay, we're going to do the 7-page one. I'll tell my story, and then I'll do a bunch of these short stories from the other book. Oh, man, Harry. I have a feeling Harry's going to be a good one. I'll try to read steadily and kind of fast so that it doesn't take forever, you know? Oh, wow. I just opened up to another one that's called You Wanted to See Me. Ooh, baby. That one sounds scary. All right. Get my last sip of water here. I got my appropriate Death Wish coffee cup. Death Wish coffee. I want to thank you guys for sending me this cup for free a long time ago. I don't drink coffee, but I drink water. Thank you. All right. Oh, Wagman, $2. I bought a light gun for MAME. Any good LG games? I'd have to look into it. I'm not sure off the top of my head. But I never even knew there were light guns for MAME. That's rad. Oh, light gun games. Yeah, I'm not sure. For MAME, House of the Dead. I mean, that's like one of the best shooting games ever. Dreamcast game. um, Lethal Enforcers. Yeah, Lethal Enforcers is good too. Anything Sega. Sega had really good shooting games. All right, here we go. This story is called Harry. I did see Harry once. It was early June 1974, and I was the first one in the family to get to the house that summer. My parents had bought Aloha a couple of years before, and I loved the place. I was looking forward to having a few days by myself. I was just 17. I remembered that I opened a bottle of wine and sat down by the fireplace over here, right about where you're sitting, and smoked a cigarettes, and thought about life in general, and boys in particular, and felt pretty cool. There was a terrible storm that night, and buckets of rain were coming down. That porch wraps around 3 sides of the second story, as you can see. I was facing the porch door, and although I had a fire going, it was dark inside. I was drowsy and starting to think about bed when something made me look up. I saw an older man peering in at me through the door. Shut up. I don't like this one. That would scare the crap out of me. Oh no, this is bad. Why am I reading this one? Oh God. That porch is only accessible from inside the house. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bonnie Block paused to help her 1-year-old daughter with a cinnamon roll. It was Labor Day, and some of the Block family had gathered at Aloha for the weekend. Okay, I'm guessing Aloha is the name of the house, so I think that's what that is. It was Labor Day, and some of the Block family had gathered at Aloha for the weekend. Huntington T. Block is an insurance broker. He and his wife, Amy, live in Washington, D.C. Their daughters, Bonnie and Amy, both live in New York City. Bonnie works for NBC in marketing, and Amy works in commercial real estate. Please have some coffee, Mom. Please have some coffee. Mom will be here in a minute. She's digging out pictures of Harry. She can also tell you more about the history of the house than I can. So there I was, alone in the house, staring at this man. Okay, so the story is kind of jumping around here. But just remember, these stories are told to the woman who wrote the book. She's gathered these stories from people. So everything's usually in quotes as the person is telling the story. Just in case anyone's getting confused as to what's being said. So there I was, alone in the house, staring at this man outside the door. He was short, and he had a pleasant face. I can't picture his nose or eyes or mouth in any detail, but I do remember that he had a soft covering of some kind over his head, like the hood on a raincoat, and that he looked at me with a friendly, well, here we are expression. And then suddenly he just wasn't there. There was a big bang, and I saw a white flash on the edge of the porch, up by the roof. Of course I panicked, thinking, oh great, Mom and Dad aren't here. I've set the house on fire, and there's a weirdo on the porch. Now what am I going to do? God, man, this is a horrible night. More afraid of the house burning down than my visitor. Okay, that doesn't make sense. I jumped up and jerked the door open. I stepped out on the porch. There was no man and there was no fire. Just plenty of darkness and lots of rain. I stood there for a moment trying to figure out what had happened. If the man had run off, I would have seen him through the windows, and the noise and the flash could have been thunder and lightning, but the storm was not an electrical one. I hurried inside, closed and locked all the doors, and started to feel a little less thrilled about being alone that night. Yeah, me too. I would be leaving if I was you. And this is the 70s too, so there's like no cell phones or internet. You can't get in touch with anyone, so you're like stuck. All these stories take place in the 70s, it seems like. Amy, who had been listening to her sister's story, laughed. That's amazing, Bonnie. Your experience and mine were so similar. We haven't talked about this in detail for ages. Amy sat down on the sofa and blew her coffee. She went on. I was here early one spring with a friend from high school. Her name is Rachel Sillin, and she lives on Nantucket year-round now. This incident must have happened 2 or 3 years after Bonnie saw Harry on the porch. Gosh, this guy, man, he's freaking me out. It was a rainy evening, and I was sitting in the big chair over there. Rachel and I were gabbing away when we heard a tremendous crash that seemed to come from inside. Rachel glanced up first, and I saw her face drop. It was classic. I knew there was something awful out there. Oh gosh, I can't read this. I turned and saw a short man, a perfectly solid figure. He was peeking in through the porch door. My God, why? Rachel and I sat there for a moment, paralyzed, and then this little white face whooshed off to the left, and there was a funny scuttling noise, and he was gone. Dude, this guy's like a troll. We were terrified. We would, if possible, have climbed on each other's laps. We had both seen someone out there, and that someone hadn't looked quite normal. I'm going to give Rachel a ring. I told her that you were coming over sometime this morning, and I know she'd be happy to give you her version of what happened. So this woman now is talking to the author, I guess. Rachel introduced herself over the phone and started right in. Oh, I remember it very clearly. I was sitting facing the porch, and Amy and I heard a big bang, and suddenly I saw someone looking in. It was the face of an older man, say someone in his late 50s, and it was very pale, kind of powdery. He was smiling. We could see something of his body too. I remember shoulders. I just had time to register that I was seeing something pretty strange, and then he was gone, kind of flying off down one side of the porch. You could see him through the windows. He moved too quickly to have been running. We also heard a scrabbling sound. When Amy and I finally felt brave enough to investigate, we clutched each other and went around the entire porch. There was no one in sight, as there aren't any outside stairs to the second story. We could have gotten down without jumping. He could have gotten down without jumping. Oh, without jumping, yeah. He couldn't have gotten down without jumping. That's how you read. And anyway, he didn't look like someone who could have jumped. He didn't look quite real. I don't know how Amy feels about it now, but just thinking about seeing that little white face still gives me the absolute creeps. Yeah, it should. You have a sane brain. After I had hung up, Bonnie returned to the living room. The oddest run-in with Harry that we know of concerned a teenager by the name of Gary Rice, she began. This also happened years ago. He was a friend of a friend, and he had nowhere to stay. It was his first visit to Nantucket. We offered to let him sleep up in the attic for a night. Oh my God, you're like gonna kill this kid. Our attic is almost like a loft. It has several beds and has always been used for spillover sleeping space. Why would you do this to this kid? I don't even want to hear what's going to happen. My two brothers and my sister Amy and I were all sitting around the kitchen table when Gary came downstairs in the morning. He was kind of quiet, helped himself to juice and some coffee, then blurted out, "Boy, the weirdest thing happened last night. I don't think it was a dream. I was asleep and I woke up to see this guy standing next to my bed." Why? Why is this guy doing this? He said in a very formal, old-fashioned way, "Hello, I'm Harry Woodruff. I'm sorry to have woken you." Shut up. The thing spoke to him. The ghost talked to him. That was the only thing he said. He spoke very clearly. Then he turned and walked off into one of the storage rooms and closed the door. I waited a moment, then got up and followed him. Why? How? If this happened to me, I would have gone, and I would have ran out. If there was a man next to you in your bed, he said the whole thing to you, hi, sorry to scare you, I'll see you later, I'll walk into this closet. You don't walk after him. This is what makes me doubt, who is this person that would do? This is just infuriating me. Oh, I followed him. I was pretty sure that there was no one upstairs with me. It was pitch black. I found the light and turned it on. The room was empty except for some old furniture and a pile of boxes. Oh my God. Amy and I looked at each other and said, okay, stop the BS. Who told you? Gary honestly didn't know what we were talking about. Excuse me. We had some of Harry's memorabilia in a drawer, and one of us went and got a handful of photographs of Harry and brought them into the kitchen. At the time, he had no pictures of him hanging in the house. We had no pictures of him hanging in the house. Gary was floored. Jesus, there he is. There he is. He looks younger here, but this is definitely the same man. You've got to be kidding me. He was incredulous about having seen this Harry character in the attic in the middle of the night. Oh my God. And he was upset. I never got to know Gary very well, but I'll call someone who was a close friend of his and see if I can track him down for you. I think he's living in New Jersey now. Miss Block came into the room carrying a shoebox and several large framed photographs. Oh, that Gary business. Wasn't that just wild? Hello, my dear. You can spread these out on the table. His stage name was Harry Meredith, but his given name was Henry Meredith Woodruff. We've always called him Harry Woodruff. I guess because that's what he was known by in Sconset. Sconset is a town on Cape Cod. I think it's Martha's Vineyard maybe, but it's on the Cape somewhere. He was enamored of Hawaii, and he built this house along the lines of a classic Hawaiian dwelling and named it Aloha. The name isn't one we would have chosen, but we could hardly change it after so many years. At any rate, Harry moved in 1904 with a Filipino manservant. Miss Block passed me a framed photograph of Harry. It is a coffee-colored sepia in profile of a young man, resplendent in a skin-tight tunic, a helmet, soft leather boots, and shin guards. He looks as though he might have stepped out of a production of Julius Caesar. There are photographs of Mr. Harry Meredith as Charles the Wrestler, according to the inscription, and Robin Hood. He appears in numerous publicity shots. He is sitting in profile, straight on. He appears in capes, in leotards, in fur. There is something of the young man of young Paul Newman's sensuous, lipid gaze in these portraits of Mr. Harry. He had full lips, a chiseled nose, and sleepy come-hither eyes. Based in New York City, Harry played Broadway and toured the United States. He also did summer stock. Margaret Fawcett Barnes, in her 1969 memoir, Sconset Heyday, describes Harry Woodruff as a handsome man with wavy blonde hair who could have charmed the woman across the footlights without even half trying. She also remembers visiting Aloha as a child. After a season of acting in Honolulu, Harry Woodruff brought back from the Pacific Island a plan of a house which was built for him on his beloved island in the Atlantic Ocean, with bedrooms downstairs. The whole of the upstairs was large dining room with only a corner partitioned off for a kitchen. Surrounding on three sides by a wide porch. Being a most hospitable man, he had gatherings of friends who filled these porches, exchanging bits of theatrical gossip interspersed with exclamations about the view of sea in moors and sunsets. I don't know if Sconset is... I'm just taking it back for a second. I don't know if Sconset is a town on the Cape. It sounds like a Cape town. This is kind of getting boring. I don't know if this keeps getting spooky, if this is just going to talk about the ghost anymore. I remember two things in particular about the first time. This is like 4 more pages. This is getting kind of boring. Let me know if I should keep going with this. Do you guys like this one? Should I continue on? There's 4 more pages. I'm going to just skip past all this stuff about him. Skip to the end. Okay, that's what I'm going to try to do. All right. I can remember 2 things in particular about our first summer in the house. First of all, it looked as if Harry had just stepped out for a walk. He seemed to have left almost all of his personal possessions behind. There was a standing screen with burlap panels that divided the kitchen area from the main part of the second floor living room. That screen was absolutely covered with photographs of actors and actresses who had been friends of his. Of course, these days no one has even heard of him, but in that era, Harry Woodruff was a respected name on the stage. My parents recognized almost all of the faces in Harry's collection, and I can remember them exclaiming as they pored over these photographs. Okay. All right, skipping to the end now. Inez Hutton says, I was 25 when I spent a summer alone at Aloha. It was 1971, shortly before the house was sold to the Blocks. I slept up on the second floor on the Hiki. It was the Hawaiian structure, a generous built-in couch in the corner that could be used for naps or just stretching out after a meal. It would have felt lonely to sleep downstairs, and besides, the sunrises and early morning light in the living room are just marvelous. I had no television, and I used to do a lot of crowel work at night. I was often up until 1 or 2 a.m. The first time I heard him was in the spring, shortly after I had moved in. It was well after midnight. I can remember that it was very quiet and peaceful in the house, and my 3 cats were asleep in the living room. I was in one of the armchairs stitching away, and I heard someone walk across the attic floor above me. I stopped. Someone walked back the other way and back again. An adult was pacing in street shoes on the wooden floor. I remember looking up and following the sound along the ceiling. The first time I heard it, it really did shake me up. Yeah, we all had joked about Harry, but can you imagine being alone in a house in Sconset, out on the boonies, and hearing another person walking around? I sat and listened for 3 or 4 minutes, and then to my relief, the pacing stopped abruptly. My cats never even stirred. Whoa. Okay, so Sconset is the town on Nantucket. This wasn't a one-shot thing. I heard Harry maybe 20 times. The circumstances were always similar. I was alone. It was early morning, and I was still fully dressed and awake. And it never happened on crystal clear nights. It always seemed to be foggy and rainy weather. Yeah, the other people too. I heard him in the spring and the fall. I don't remember hearing him in July or August. My cats were never disturbed by the sound, even when they were sitting up or moving around. I found this reassuring. Animals are pretty good barometers for anything unpleasant and malevolent lingering in a house. In fact, I had a German Shepherd staying with me for several weeks, and the attic pacing started up late one night while the dog was in the house. He got up and walked slowly to the foot of the ladder and looked up into the dark. Oh my God. He whined a little and put his paws up on the bottom rung. Oh my God, the dog sees it. Oh my God. Now I'm getting scared. There were no hackles or growls. He simply stood there looking into the darkness, listening to the pacing. He then dropped down and walked away. I knew at that point that Harry was an okay guy. Still horrifying. I did force myself to climb up into the attic one night and turn on the light. Are you serious? The pacing stopped as soon as I started up the ladder. When I got to the top of the attic, the attic was empty. Wow, that is a brave person. Okay, that was a good one. Holy crap. I like that one. It's just a little bit too much information about Harry and his acting. All right. Thank you for listening to that one. That was a little lengthy one. I am going to tell you my ghost story now, and then I'm going to read a bunch of short stories from Jim Harold's Campfire, Volume 1, True Ghost Stories. You guys should check out this guy's podcast. It's pretty cool. I listen to it, and it's just people calling in and telling their ghost stories to him, and then he put them in this book. So check out Jim Harold if you like ghost stories. It's kind of cool to listen to the people telling them. And apparently in the book it says, he's like, I'm going to start with the scariest story, and the very first story is supposed to be the scariest one, so we'll find out. Okay, but in the meantime, I will tell you my ghost story that happened to me in my house in Milford, Massachusetts. Oh my gosh, did I just get a bunch of donations when I was reading? Whoa, WT Chappie, another one? I'm gonna have to get you to visit Okinawa. You won't sleep for a month. Dude, thank you so much. Thank you for that. You've given me $5 like 100 times tonight. Another one. Did you see it? I just saw it. Nathan, she will wait till you sleep. Stop. Why are you saying this? Chappie. Okay. Are you messing with me? What the heck? Does anyone else see things? Oh my god, I'm scared for you. Alright, Chappie's messing with me, but I'm very stupid and simple-minded, so it's freaking me out. Is anyone else seeing something, or is he just messing with me? Please tell me. Scariest thing ever is someone saying England is my city. England is a scary place. There's a lot of ghosts there. I like England, though. Oh, England is my city. Oh, I see. Yeah, because it's a country. London is a cool city. Chappie tells the truth. Stop it, Trickstar. The shovels haven't moved. The pickaxe, I think, is the same. Probably shouldn't have such dangerous tools behind me when I can't see them while telling ghost stories and opening up other dimensions. Please let me know when I'm reading a story if something is coming up behind me to murder me. Okay? They don't want me telling you. Ghosts don't like jump scares. They like to tear at your perception of reality. I don't. What do you mean? Who's telling you these things? I think Chappie is a ghost as well, Hendrix. Okinawa. I know Okinawa. I know all about Okinawa. I've wanted to go to Japan for a very long time. Thanks, 87 and 7. I'm glad you're a fan. Thank you for watching. Ghosts are really real, poop dog. You're from Medway? I won't sleep tonight. Matthew, I went to high school in Medway, but I'm guessing you knew that. The ghost story that I'm about to tell you takes place in Milford, the next town over from you. So you might like this one, Matthew. Hey Nathan, I live in Mass and saw you at Game Grumps. Game Underground a few years ago. You were awesome. Well, thank you. I'm doing a new tour. I'm actually planning a new tour with Aaron. I had a meeting today. Aaron, from Game Grumps, he has a touring company, and we're setting up a new tour for me for possibly this fall. So I will be back doing more shows. Amy, I will be coming to Florida as well. I see you're from Florida. You should look deranged when reading these stories. I think I do look deranged, don't I? I always look deranged. So get ready for a new tour. You got here from Game Grumps. Oh, cool. Thanks, Chicken Slayer. I don't know if did you see the video I loaded today? If you guys haven't, watch the video I loaded today. It's Keith opening up for the Game Grumps during Game Grumps Live. It was in Fort Lauderdale. It was one of the most fun experiences I've ever had in my entire life. It was awesome. The crowd was so good and so cool, and it was super fun and very stressful and frustrating at the same time. I played Mario blindfolded, and if you've seen it, you already know this, but the audience would yell when to jump, and it was just... it was just like so nerve-wracking, but super fun. It's a pretty fun video to watch. I actually ended up watching it a couple times and being because I never got to see the gameplay, so it was cool for me to now see what I was doing, and I was pulled in going, no, yelling at myself, do it, no, jump, and I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. Anyways, check out the new video. Holy crap, more donations. Todd, place a bowl of salt underneath your bed tonight. What does that do? That freaks me out. I don't like that. Why? What does that do? And thank you for the donation, Todd. Thank you, Todd. Thank you. Wagman, another dang donation. Thank you, $2. I'm pretty sure W Chappie just paid your rent. Yeah, I think so. Chappie, you've given me like $5 100 times. Wow, what happened to Skittles' old guy? Broob, he's still around. Graham is his name. I haven't talked to him in a while though. Poor guy falls off his chair blindfolded. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, Keith fell off the chair while blindfolded. That was pretty funny. Dig the beard, Hollywood Hogan style. Just need to dye your mustache blonde. This is just stubble. This is just like 2 days of stubble. Around here we got. Oh my God, Chappie, you're a mental patient. You don't have to donate anymore. You can stop. Money's no object. I enjoy your content. Okay, I saw the background shift. Stop saying that. How's the audio doing? You guys liking this? The audio sound clear and rich? Does it sound better when I talk closely like this? I gotta figure out this mic and make sure it's working to its. Oh God, I got so scared. Someone's talking outside and it freaked me out. Oh my God. Audio's fine. Okay, cool. My tour is gonna go all over the United States, and I'm gonna try possibly to, and we're gonna do a couple shows to test that out and see how it's going and how the format is and working. But then when I do the full tour, I'm gonna probably go do 20 cities across the United States, and then possibly end in London or somewhere in the UK. Yeah, I think Chubby did donate like $100 total. Didn't Broob end up being pretty? Yeah, I heard him. He had said some stuff. I don't have Facebook, but I heard he was posting some kind of not cool stuff on Facebook. So I don't support anything that he has said. And that kind of bummed me out when I heard that, because he's like a funny, nice guy. So I don't know what to think. That's like a bummer if he's saying lame stuff. Chappie, thank you, man. SVTV, dang, $2 holla, thank you. You guys are amazing. That is what I need and what helps. Like people donating like $1 or $2 here and there, and if it's most people just give a little bit, it all adds up. People don't have to give giant, huge donations, but I forget who it was that donated $50. Thank you to whoever donated $50 earlier. That blew my mind. Someone donated $50. I can't see who it is right now, but it was unreal. Let me see. Oh, can I check top of chat? Top chat. I don't know how to see it. Yeah, it's been pushed away now. But thank you to everyone. I'll read all the donations at the end of the stream. Oh my God. That moaning sound is real. Stop! You guys. You're making me lose my crap. You think you are scared with those stories? I promise if you read a Jap legend called 8 Feet Tall, Hachishaku-sama, you will pee your britches. Ooh, maybe I should read that in the next one. 8 Feet Tall. If you read a Jap legend called 8 Feet Tall. 8 Feet Tall. I'm going to look that up. Thank you, Trickstar. Thank you for telling me. It was Drunken Angry. Oh, yeah, Drunken Angry. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you, Drunken Angry. He is a very cool guy. Everyone, please thank Drunken Angry and everyone who has been donating. WT Chappie and everyone else in here. Jenkins! Freaking Jenkins! What's up? Who can top this donation? That's a good one, Jenkins. This is my friend Jenkins. You guys have heard his music. He did Flip That Lip remix. And if you watched the Dad Feels, I think it was it Dad Feels Not Sassy? He did the music for that one. Jenkins, you guys should check out Jenkins. He makes really good music, good beats. And he's a really good rapper. You should watch the Flip That Lip remix, everybody. It's better than the Flip That Lip video that I made when I'm doing my slow motion lip. It's like he made the song better and rapped to it, and it was a really good rap of like all my characters. You should check it out. Thank you, Jenkins. Thanks for being here, and thanks for donating. Everyone should check out Jenkins. He's a rad dude. Amy, hello, and hello to your boyfriend. Tell your boyfriend I said hi. Thanks for watching. Holy crap, man. You guys are blowing my mind right now with these donations. Drunken Angry gave $50. Everyone thank Drunken Angry and Chappie for being true champion players. All right. Read. Chicken Slayer. Sorry. I always get caught up in the chat. Okay. So I'm going to read a story from this book. But let me tell you my story that happened to me in Milford. So, I grew up in Massachusetts, which you all know, and my mom and dad and my brothers and I almost said brothers and sisters. I don't have sisters. My brothers and I moved to Milford, Massachusetts, into this house, and apparently there was like a ghost in the house, and people who lived there before us told my mom, oh, this stuff happens. And like one time, apparently, there was a long mirror on the wall, and the mirror slid down the wall and stopped when it hit the floor. It came like undone off the wall, and that's happened to the person who lived in it before us. And she's like, that was pretty weird. And my mom was like, oh, this is awesome, because my mom really likes ghosts and ghost stories and things. And we thought it was exciting, but we're kind of like a little bit afraid. So one night, I guess I was 20 or so, or maybe no, I wasn't 21 yet. I was 20. I was dating a girl, my girlfriend at the time, that was sleeping over. Seth was at his girlfriend's house, and Josh was at college. So the only people in the house were my mom and dad, who were downstairs, and me and my girlfriend upstairs. My parents fall asleep at like 9 o'clock, and they don't have a door in their room. So I can hear my mom and dad like snoring from my room, because their room was right below my room. And the house is very small. You can hear everything. We could never sneak down on Christmas morning to see the presents without making a ton of noise going down the stairs, because they're old stairs. It's a very small house, and you can't sneak around in this house. It's just impossible. So we're laying there. My girlfriend and I are laying there. I'm sleeping on the floor, because I wasn't allowed to sleep in the bed with her. She's sleeping in my bed. I was laying on the floor next to the bed. And then like maybe 3 feet away was the door. And we're laying there talking, and then all of a sudden, the doorknob jiggled super fast. It went like someone grabbed it and rattled it for like 4 seconds. And we both were like stopped and like looked at the door. And then I opened the door thinking it was my brother Seth. My thought was like, oh, it's Seth. He's trying to freak me out. He came home from Sarah's house, his girlfriend's, and was trying to freak us out. Opened the door. There was no one there. I poked my head around the corner. You can see into the whole other bedroom, which was Seth's room. No one's there. Looked this way into the bathroom. No one there. Stepped out onto the landing where the stairs are. It's like the staircase and all the rooms right off it. There's just like this tiny little area you stand. And you can see downstairs. You can see there's no one there in a matter of seconds. And he couldn't have run away. I would have heard him going through the house, running away, hiding. There was no one there. And then I closed the door, and I was like, oh. She's like, who was it? What was it? And I was like, I don't know. And then I started thinking, oh, it's Trash Bag. Our cat's name was Trash Bag. And I was thinking, oh, he stood up on his legs maybe and reached for the doorknob and touched it. But then I was like, no, he wouldn't be able to grip it to reach that high. And that's like too high for him to even stretch. And that's when we started to get freaked out, because there's no explanation. Who the heck grabbed the knob and jiggled it that fast? It's not like the knob was stuck and just turned. It was jiggled violently. So then we started getting freaked out, and she was like, stop, no. And I was like, because I said, oh, it's probably the ghost. She did not like that. She did not want to hear that. And then I tried to make her feel better by talking out loud. I was like, oh, it's okay. And it also made me feel more comfortable by talking to the ghost, because I was like so freaked out at that point. And I was like, oh, it's okay. We don't mind. You come in. And she's like, no, stop. Why are you telling me to come in? I was like, oh, yeah, sorry. So then I didn't open it just yet. We were laying there for a little bit more. I don't know what happened. We were, freaking out about it. And then I started hearing this creaking. And it went like, ring, 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 ring. It was like a rhythmic creak. And I was like, oh, come on, what the heck is this? But I was also excited, but trying to act like, oh, geez, and like make my girlfriend feel like safe. But this was like awesome and scary at the same time. I opened the door again, but not as fast, and there was nothing there, and it stopped. The creaking stopped. So I stood out on the step, like just over like the threshold, where the door is, and I made a creak when I stepped out on the other side of the door. I went, ring, and then I turned around back into facing my room, facing my girlfriend, who was like right there in the bed, and I could make the board creak, and I made it creak in the same way we heard it by rocking side to side, and it went ring, ring, And I was replicating, and she goes, stop! And I was like, so scared, because basically that is what the ghost was doing, we think. It was standing at the door, rocking like this, looking at us. That made me lose it. I was like, okay, this isn't good. This is so freaky. And we just tried to ignore it and go to sleep. And I think I got in the bed with her at that point. But every time I'd lay in the bed, I'd have to remember to wake up before my parents. My mom could open the door and catch me in the bed, so I'd have to go back to the floor. So I don't think I really slept in that. I don't remember much else after the creaking, really, so I can't really continue the story beyond that. But Shut up. What the heck, man? Oh my God. That couldn't have been more on cue. What is going on? Dude, seriously. You saw that. I heard a noise, looked, it was the shovels falling, they fell over. Not cool, not cool, not cool. Why did the shovels fall? I don't like sitting here anymore. Why do the shovels fall at the perfect time every time? Right when I finish the story. Shut up, I don't like this. No, I don't like this. I'm so mad and frustrated and nervous and trying to not act nervous in case there's really a ghost here. I don't want it to see my weakness. I just want the shovels to stay up. I put so much tape on these things and mashed it into the carpet. You're ruining my set, ghost. Oh my God, guys. This is messed up. I'm telling you, I've had a bad feeling all week about doing this, because last time I did it, I just have had this nervous feeling like I brought on ghosts. This is stupid. I need to say that. I see there's donations in here. I need to thank you guys. Oh my God. Chappie gave another $20. That exact thing happened to me. It was the front door, and when it happened, I ran out the door and slammed it behind me. Oh, and top this one. Oh, dang, Chappie outdid you, Jenkins. Thank you, Chappie, for that donation. And that's crazy that happened to you. Oh my God. Chappie again. I told you. Oh my gosh. You guys saw that, right? I mean, how could you not? Oh! Okay. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should fix the shovels because I think they're just going to keep falling. But it's my set. This is an embarrassment if I don't have my set set up. Oh, God. That was perfect. Yeah, I think I need to call Lucifer, too. Lucifer, the actor on the television show. I never did a scene with him. My scene was with the other girls on the show. But maybe he could fix it. I think you need to read that it's the boogeyman. He's coming to get you. The lantern is swaying a little too. Oh, I have another story about this lantern. Let me fix this shovel situation. I'm gonna really tape this down so they can't move. Oh my God. Maybe tape isn't good enough. Alright. There is so much I think it's too heavy. Ow. You know what? Here. Now, it won't be able to fall. I think it's just not going to stay because... There. That shouldn't fall now. I'll fix it later. This is the temporary set anyways, so who cares, right? I can't mess with these haunted shovels anymore. Over here. Stay. Stop messing around, ghosts. I'm serious. Please, make my life easier. I'm actually afraid. Don't do this to me. I'm a nice guy. Come on. I'm talking about your friends here, giving you some publicity, and you're terrifying me. Don't move that either. That's bad news. You can mess with the shovels all you want, even though don't do it anymore. Don't move that freaking pickaxe. I'm 37 and I'm scared. You think when you get older, you don't get scared anymore. That's not true at all. I get more scared as the older I get. I still have the brain of an 8-year-old. All right, let's read this next one. Jim Harold's book, True Ghost Stories. Where is that first story? The first story, apparently, it says it's the scariest one. All right. Ah, gosh. All right, so tonight, right? So I'm gonna start this off for the video, the isolated video. This is Jim Harold's Campfire Volume 1. And this, apparently, is the scariest story. Lucifer in the Lamp. Campfire's spookiest story. I wanted to start the book with a story that you'd soon not forget. There have been so many spooky stories on the Campfire that it has been hard to pick one as the most spine-tingling. This one gets my vote, and after all, it is my book, so here it is. This guy's heard a lot of stories, so this is going to be good. I was about 15, and my friend Bridget and I were looking for something to do after school one day, and she suggested a Ouija board that she had at home. Bad idea. So she pulled it out, and we set it up on the floor. In order to make it a little more spooky, I guess, she turned off all the lights and just had a lava lamp for our light. It was set right next to the board. She started asking questions like, "Is anyone there?" And it seemed to be responding, and she asked for it to give us a sign. We waited. Nothing happened for a while, so we moved on. And she kept asking other questions, and out of the corner of my eye, I noticed the lava lamp. All of the wax was collecting in one solid ball, which I thought was weird. So I kept watching it, and slowly it was forming into the shape of something. So I pointed it out to my friend, thinking that it was our sign. As we watched it, it shaped into the form of the head of a devil, and it was so detailed that there's no way that a lava lamp could have made that much detail. Its mouth was open, like it was growling. It had fangs. Its eyes were very angry. It was facing us. It didn't move within the water of the lava lamp at all. It faced us the whole time. And then I said to my friend, "Oh my God, it's the devil." And we both took our hands off the board immediately, and it just went back to the lava lamp bubbles. Holy crap. After that, I didn't play with the board much. I tried it one other time with a different friend, and I made sure every light on the house was on and the windows were open, thinking the dark maybe had something to do with it. I don't know if it was evil necessarily, because it went away and it wasn't threatening. Maybe it was something playing a joke on us, a spirit, I don't know. I think it was something, and it definitely piqued my curiosity. I am very fascinated with the paranormal, Ouija boards, tarot cards, and all those things. I think something had to have made that lava lamp do that. Lee Ann from Utah. That was her story. Wow, that started off pretty good. Jim Harold's Campfire, Volume 1. Wow, that was good. That was really good. Lava lamps are the devil. Dang. Oh, $5 from Hendrix now. Thank you. Dude, you guys, Chappie. Okay, I already saw that one. You've given me way too much money. You can stop now. Thank you for everything. I don't want you to go bankrupt. Wow, man. Alright. Let's get to one of the stories now. Reading lamp is kind of making my life harder. Although it's also helping me. Alright. I don't know how to attach this thing and get it to stay in the best spot. I guess that will do. Okay. This story from Jim Harold's Campfire Volume 1 is called Would You Like a Spot of Tea? The thing is, this is kind of a second-hand story. My partner Paula, her family, they describe themselves as spooky. You sometimes meet people who have had paranormal stories, and they've got one paranormal story. And then you get a person to whom this happens on a monthly basis. Her whole family is like that. I'm convinced that whatever experience a person sees is as much about him or her as it is about the experience. Her family is willing to see whatever it is that exists as part of the other world. And I'm sure that whatever it is must be hereditary as well, because I meet so many people whose whole family has had these experiences. In my partner's family, they're into paranormal experiences. Paula's mom's experience is the most amazing I think I've ever heard. She often has small medical procedures, so she's not particularly well. She goes into the National Health Service, NHS, every now and again. She lives in a place called Low Hill next to Liverpool. And she was in this NHS ward after an operation with lots of other people. They were all asleep, and she was up quite late, just not able to get to sleep. A nurse came around and talked to her for a few minutes and asked her if she was okay and asked if she wanted a cup of tea. And at this point, she said yes, she wanted a cup of tea. There was something about this nurse that seemed quite odd. Oh, great. But she couldn't put her finger on it at the time. The nurse went away, and she didn't come back for ages. Actually, I think it was about an hour before she came back with the cup of tea. And by then, Paula's mom realized what was strange. She had a kind of old-fashioned uniform on. Super scary, don't like it. Old clothes are freaky. That is a sure sign you're talking to a dang ghost. Paula's mom asked her, "What's the deal with the old uniform?" The nurse apparently just smiled at her and walked away. The next morning, Paula's mom checked into the nurses that were on duty that night. There was only one nurse on duty that night, and it hadn't been the one in the old-fashioned uniform. Get out of that hospital. Paula's mom became more and more convinced that she'd actually seen a ghost. These things happened to her quite a lot. Spooky things. Excuse me. Ghost just came out of my guts. She sees psychics quite a lot. And this one particular psychic she sees, I don't really approve of psychics. In my experience, they are usually turn out to be charlatans. She asked this guy about the experience. She described what happened, and he did whatever psychics do, and he said that he was getting a name. It was Lily. So the next time Paula's mom went into this hospital for another small operation, she engaged one of the nurses in a conversation about, goings-on in the hospital. She told the nurse that she felt that she'd had an experience in this hospital. The nurse asked her, "Oh, what was that?" Paula's mom described it and which ward it was. The nurse went, "Oh, that would have been Lily." Oh, dang. It turns out she was the resident ghost. Wicked good. I think they had a bit of a discussion, but again, I'm getting this secondhand. People who worked at the hospital apparently had done some research because lots of people had seen this nurse. She'd never frightened anybody. She's gone around and sort of just asked people if they needed any help and if they wanted a cup of tea. Whether she's made all these people cups of tea, I'm not quite sure. We've all heard of a ghost talking to people, but never preparing food. I said to her, "You should have tried to push it as far as you could. Go. Try to get a latte or something. I'm 51 now, and nurses now wear these horrible blue slacks. They are terrible. But when I was a kid, the uniforms were quite sexy, with big skirts and little hats. I guess they have to wear these things, but it's a loss. Okay? David from the United Kingdom. All right? Turns out David, the 51-year-old, is a perv and likes to see old nurse dresses. That was unnecessary, but whatever. That's a pretty good one. That's a good story. I like that one. Yeah, these are all pretty quick. Well, this one's like just basically a page. I'll read this one. This one's called Weezer. Are you guys enjoying it? Is it still good? Is this stream still doing well? Can you hear well? Are things working out? Thank you for keeping me up to date. I'm trying to see how many people are watching. 111. Wow, the stream has continued maintaining a solid over 100 people. Twizzlers is the taste. Blacklight, I agree. All right. This next story is called Weezer. When I was in college, I was a member of a fraternity. Our frat house was this huge mansion, at least 100 years old, with the classic legend of a ghost in the house. The story goes back to the 20s, when the owner and his wife lived in the old house. Apparently, there was something intermingling between one of the servants and the lord of the mansion, and the female servant had gotten pregnant. And supposedly, the owner, to suppress knowledge of it, murdered the servant. Dang. Fast forward to when I was there. The ghost in the house was known as Weezer because people reported hearing this wheezing sound at night. It was really kind of a spooky thing. A lot of these stories were circulating around the house, and I personally had friends who told me that they had heard this wheezing sound. People had seen curtains moving, and when the windows were shut tight, things like that. This was a real scary thing, and I was wondering what was going on. It's hard for me to read. I stayed on the third floor with the president of the fraternity for 3 or 4 nights, and he had this batting helmet from the New York Yankees hanging on a nail on the wall. At about 10 o'clock, 3 of the 4 nights that week we were there, that batting helmet flew off the wall and rolled across the room. I don't understand how this smoke machine blows smoke on cue so perfectly, and these stupid shovels are falling down on cue so perfectly. Something is with me. There is a presence here. I know it. It's confirmed. Everything is happening too perfectly as I read these stupid stories. At about 10 o'clock, 3 of the 4 nights that week we were there, the batting helmet flew off the wall and rolled across the floor. It did not fall straight down, Jim. It flew across the room and rolled. We looked at each other and said, "Oh my gosh, that's Weezer." That's Jeff from Pennsylvania. So these stories are being read to the guy Jim Harold, who hosts this podcast. So they're like talking to him. That's the perspective of these. That was a good one. Good and quick. Wow. This one's like 2 pages. Should I continue? You guys liking this? Is it going well? Dang, Chappie, man. Chappie, you've given too much money. You gave another $10. I saw a figure in the smoke. Don't say that. I don't like that. I don't believe you. It was probably a single lady you saw who wants to come and give me kisses. It's a nice ghost. It's a single friendly lady ghost. Keep going. All right, Chicken Slayer, I'll keep going. Yeah, you are the most patriotic, patriotic, I guess, patron I've ever had. So a friend of my, let me read this. Oh gosh, Cake, this is like intense. So a friend of My sister's mom committed suicide out of random with a knife while out walking. So some time passes and the phone starts ringing and that very person talks to me. So I asked my stepmom who was her friend and some more people that I have just talked to a freaking zombie, and they said, "Oh, that happens." What? Wow, that's crazy. Well, I hope that that person who did that is like in a better place now. And maybe they're trying to reach out to your stepmom to say she's fine or something. But that is very crazy. I agree. Holy crap. Stop saying that to Fat Man Scoops. I don't want to look behind me at all. This is a dumb idea for me to do this. I don't know how long I can do this because I just am so freaked out. Why do I do this? And these crickets are so loud outside. You can hear them all the way inside. We are all waiting. What are you talking about, driving vertigo? I don't like the smoke machine. It keeps blowing smoke on its own. Yeah, Chappie, you must be rich. Next time, get some kosher salt. It's shield from ghosts. Nike, is that you? Are you the one that said that earlier? Put salt under my bed. Why does salt? That sounds like such a random thing. Like salt stops ghosts. Why salt? Watching the stream in Puerto Rico. Cool stories. Oh, thanks, Edward. What's going on with Amy in the chat tonight? Amy, which of us are you going to date then? Amy, Chicken Slayer, I am not going to date you. Why is everyone talking about dating? Are there mods in here? If anyone's saying anything inappropriate, hope you can shut things down. I don't know what's going on, but something's going on with Amy and her boyfriend and people dating her. What the heck's happening? You have to make a circle out of the salt around you and never leave the area. Oh, I've seen that in movies, Trickstar. What is that? They can't stray from a low sodium diet. Yeah, thanks, Edward. Thank you for being here. Salt has been a ward against spirits for centuries. But really, does it work though? That's interesting. I should just wear a salt suit. Alright, on to the next one. I'm still shaken up by those freaking shovels falling at the worst part in my story. Whoa, what's going on my computer? How's that ad playing over on this? Weird. You guys can only hear me, right? It's like a video playing over there. I just want to make sure it's not playing in the stream. Be more afraid if the crickets stop. If you pay attention, you will feel their touch. Don't like hearing that. Chappie, I can't thank you enough, man. Woman. Chappie, are you a guy or a girl? I don't know if you want to say, but thank you. I don't know if I keep saying man. This is kind of like a general, dude type saying. Thank you for all these donations. This is unreal. You guys are like paying my rent. 100% of my rent. He won't listen. Who won't listen? He saw a ghost. Ghosts are hacking the computer. I'm sorry. Nathan, did you ever read Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark when you were a kid? Yes, I did. I should read that. I miss you too, Cody. Hey, Cody, my friend. How's it going? Cody is a cool dude who can modify video games in a very good, cool way. You're a man. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Thank you, Chappie. It's like getting hot in here. Got this fan going. It's not doing much good. Don't let it feed your fear. Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, that was a good book. I should read that in this stream. How long have I been going? Does it say in the stream how long this has been? It doesn't really say on the iPad version of YouTube. I'll do a bunch more though. Let's go, dude. This is awesome. Read stories more often. Thanks, Cody. Thanks for being here. Come read scary stories at my new house. Oh, I'd love to. Are you in Texas? Where are you, Cody? I think you're in Texas, right? Cody, it was you who drove me to the hospital, right? In Texas? I'm pretty sure Cody is the one when I broke my heel as Keith in Texas. Yeah, San Antonio. Okay, cool. Cody and his girlfriend drove me to the hospital. Yeah. Thanks again for doing that. Cody's a cool dude. Everyone say hello to Cody. Cody here. I'm going to make you moderator. Anyone hear that speaking behind Nathan? Don't say that. Whoa, Dave Train. Thank you. Thank you for that donation. Thank you. Oh, you saw the arcade cabinet, Matthew. Oh, I'm glad you saw it. Yeah. I built like a whole shrine up there to Keith. It's pretty rad. I love Texas. Texas is a cool place. Texas is the first place I ever visited when I was in Massachusetts. I went there when I lived in Massachusetts. I flew to Texas to visit my friend Fran when I was 19 years old, and we went to Houston, and it was awesome. I learned about Sonic, the drive-through, where people roller skate out the food. Now we have that out here as well, and it was like a whole other world. I'd never left New England. It was really cool to see that. So I have a fondness for all things Texas because that was like the first place I went. My God, Dave Train, another one. $2. Thank you, Dave Train. Dang, Chappie. Wow. This is unreal, guys. This is the best stream of my life. Even though I'm half scared to death. The stupid shovels are not moving, thank God. There's a cool trick you can do to any Texan like a dog. You just gotta say, oh yeah, I know this trick. The stars at night are big and bright. Does that actually work though? Do people actually respond? They've been in the heart of Texas. I saw that in Pee-wee. I did listen to Art Bell, Matthew, but not realizing who I was listening to. My brother Seth listened to him, and he listens to all those, he listens to Coast to Coast and all that stuff. And I know he died, and that's a bummer, because he seemed like a cool dude. I remember that old school video of Nathan at E3 jumping onto the baggage claim conveyor belt. Oh, yeah. That was in Texas. That was going to the Screw Attack convention. I have another one of me falling out of a baggage claim that I have yet to load. It was a lost episode that someone helped me find, and I got to load it. I should load that this week. Maybe I'll load that Wednesday. Art Bell, people seem to like him more than George Norrie. George Norrie is cool too, though, I think. From what I've heard. It shows pretty cool. All right. I suppose I'm supposed to be going to sleep. Oh, yeah, CH. All right, cool. I'm going to read more from this book. This booklet doesn't make things easier. This story is pretty quick. This is 2 pages. Let's get some smoke going in here. This story from Jim Harold's Campfire Volume 1 is titled, Guess Who Came to Dinner? From when we first moved into our house, my husband and I had the feeling that there was something going on in our home. The very first incident occurred when we were having dinner. We had a bag near our refrigerator where we keep recyclables, and both of us witnessed this bag swinging on its own. There was no breeze, nothing. But the bag started moving, and it startled both of us. Things started occurring after that. Things that I would almost describe as curious, as though something was just watching us because we were new in the home. My husband and I had experiences when we felt like we were being touched. Crap, that's too scary. Again, one time at dinner, my husband had just started eating, and he said, "Someone just touched me on the back." I hate that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Oh, that makes me nervous. Oh, gosh. Another time I was painting, I'm an artist, and I was doing some work at my art table. I had gotten really close to look at what I was doing, and when I moved back to kind of observe it, I felt like I had pushed, I felt that I had pushed into somebody. Like someone had been looking over my shoulder. Oh no. This is like making me want to lean forward. I felt this distinct feeling that something was there, and we had other things, noises, the TV turning off, and, things of that sort that happened. There was one day, or one evening, I should say, I was asleep with my husband, and we had a cat in bed with us, and all of us were startled awake with what sounded like a clipboard slamming on the ground. I often put my paintings on clipboards, so we got up and checked out my studio area. Stupid smoke machine. Scares me every time. Checked my studio area, and there was nothing out of place, but it was a loud enough crash to wake us all up. Yeah, that's super weird. Definitely a ghost. Honestly, I never felt there was anything bad about it. There was nothing malevolent. I can't read that word. The entity just seemed more curious about us than anything else. It wasn't bad. It's interesting that a lot of people say that. It doesn't. They don't feel threatened, and it doesn't seem scary. It's just like a curious ghost. I guess it's like Casper. The house does have something of a curious history. It was built in the 1950s and actually started out as some kind of an outdoor shelter. The family that owned the property decided to make it into a cabin. So it was built by the father and his wife and sons, and the sons more or less grew up in the house. Curiously enough, we did some remodeling a few months ago that involved replacing the tile in the bathroom. We found the initials of the kids who helped build the house in the concrete. So our thought was maybe the entity was the older gentleman that had helped build the house in the beginning. If whoever or whatever it is left, I'd be sad. I really would. The incidents have kind of slowed down a bit, but we're starting to hear noises again. I think it's making a return. I am pretty much grounded in science. I would say that before all of this, I had been a skeptic, but always open to it. Open to the idea that there's energy in the world, and that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So where does that go? I guess I can accept it from a scientific perspective. My family thinks the idea of a haunting is very credible. In fact, I had my sister and her family up for the summer after it first started happening, and my two little nephews refused to come in the house alone. They believe that something lives there. That was Chris from Minnesota. From Jim Harold's Campfire, Volume 1. Pretty good book. Let's go on to the next one. Every time I stop, the freaking smoke machine goes off. We need alien stories some night. This is great. So apparently there's chapters. K2 Mountain 83. Let me get to. I think there are other things in this book that aren't just ghosts. Look at this. Part 2 on page 99. A light that wasn't quite right. This is monsters and aliens. And then there's another section called Tales of Dreams and Death. Something out of this world. Eating my own dog food. What the heck is that about? There's like other things. So want me to jump up to an alien one? Yeah, this part 1 is ghost stories. I'm going to go to an alien one and see what's going on. Stories about dags. Travis, there might be. Let me see. I'm trying to see if there's like a dog in any of the titles. Here's eating my own dog food. Why I hate logging trucks. It lit up the whole sky. Maybe this one has dogs in it because it involves dog food. I'm going to read an alien one. Monsters and aliens. The stories are A Light That Wasn't Quite Right, Spirited Away, A Walk in the Wilderness, There's Something Out There, Old Red Eyes, The Thing in the Woods, Out of Body Visitors, The Night Visitor. What should I read of these? A Light That Wasn't Quite Right, Spirited Away, A Walk in the Wilderness, Something's Out There, Old Red Eyes, The Thing in the Woods, Out of Body Visitors, The Night Visitor. There's something out there. Spirited Away. Yeah, I know. It's probably just like the script from the movie. You worked with the guy who wrote this book? Is that what you're talking about, Dorlaxon? I worked with the guy. Oh, I worked with a guy that ate milk bones. Oh, I thought you said you worked with that guy at Milk Bones. I read that too fast. Light from Death Note. I'll take a stout, Travis. Something Out There. I saw another one for Something Out There. Light wasn't going right. What is that movie where they were calling them dags? It was probably Snatch or Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. What's his name's movies? Brad Pitt was in them, and I can't remember the director's name. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But Snatch and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, they're gypsies, and they called them dags. And I just learned that gypsy is sort of a derogatory term for a Jewish person, I think it is. So I think gypsy is not a good word to say. Yeah, Guy Ritchie. Yes, that's right. Guy Ritchie's awesome. I love Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Such a good movie. Okay, so I see a bunch for Old Red Eyes. Old Red Eyes. Red Eyes seems to be the winner. All right, we're going to do Red Eyes. No bones. That would be a good, scary story. Watching me dance is scary enough. All right, so we're going to do Red Eyes in the Monsters and Aliens section of the book. That is on page 113. It's way down there. Oh, I went right to it. Whoa, it opened right up. Wow, something wants me to read this story. This is Old Red Eyes from Jim Harold's Campfires, Volume 1. Ooh. Oh, I'm on the wide camera. I was 11 or 12 years old in 4th grade and at summer camp in Florida with my Girl Scout troop. You know, with girls awake until 11 p.m. playing crazy pranks and stuff, or so we figured. We were all getting ready for bed one night and we heard scratching that sounded like a hand on the cabin door, and we just figured it was girls being goofy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Don't like it already. We weren't freaked out at all. Me being me, I wanted to get settled in and stop the nonsense, so I went outside and yelled, "Hey, cut it out!" There's no one there, so we thought whoever it is must be hiding. We decided to just wait and see. We turned off the lights, and about 15 minutes later, it started up again. It sounded like not necessarily an animal, but a hand, like another girl was scratching the door. I got fed up. I felt it was ridiculous. I got up, stormed outside again, and there was nobody there. So I figured they must have dashed away. But I didn't hear any giggling or anything like that, so I went looking around the cabin. Oh my God. This girl went outside at night. Oh my God. This person's a lunatic. There were a few bushes nearby, kind of in a wooded area, away from the cabins. So I went around and looked in these bushes. Why? This is making me on edge. And there were 2 red glowing dots, like eyes, looking at me. Oh my gosh. I was freaked. I kind of jumped back. I don't like picturing this. And hid behind the stairwell. Well, not the stairwell, but there's these stairs that go up to the cabin door and are kind of elevated. So I went and hid behind there. I thought maybe it was a raccoon, some kind of animal. So I just waited. It seemed like an eternity. I was so scared. It was shaken. And being 11, everything freaks you out. So I'd been watching for maybe 5 minutes when this creature, maybe 3.5 feet tall, walks out standing on 2 legs like a person. And I was thinking, what is that? Maybe a monkey or something? I couldn't really tell, but it looked right at me again with these red glowing eyes and then dashed away. I ran. Oh my God. Freaking goosebumps. I couldn't really tell, but it looked right at me again, and these regular eyes and dashed away. I ran back into the cabin and slammed the door, and everyone was asking what happened. And I was like, oh my god, oh my god. You know, it was the creepiest thing. To this day, I have no idea what it was. I just can't forget those red eyes. That's Melissa from Florida in Jim Harold's Campfires Volume 1. That's a good one. These are cool because these are like short. That's cool because that wasn't a ghost story. Wow. Oh my god, Chappie. Let's keep this going. Who's next? Oh my god, Chappie. Billy Havoc. Holy crap. Wow, you guys are... Oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. Like, this is unbelievable. You gave $20, man. Billy, you're the best. I laugh at all your videos. Hope this helps you. It does help me. Hugely, immensely. Thank you, Billy. That is really, really, really nice of you. I mean, if I'm drunk, it comes out like DVD. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I do everything in my BVDs. Oh, BVDs. Underwear? Is that what BVDs are, right? I haven't heard that in a while. See you, Amy. I just saw you said bye. This is from a YouTube vid, at least the first half. Wow, Chappie, thank you for that $25. You can stop now. I like that you're donating, obviously, but I don't want you to feel like you have to donate anymore. You're next level generous, man. This is unbelievable. I hope you have a really awesome job. Yeah, Trickstar, Chappie, holy crap. Tuba Cody, wow, I got 5, own it, but not 40, damn. Oh, 5 on it. I'm not sure how to read that, but I read it as owning it. It's owning. Thanks, Tuba Cody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, man, you guys, Billy. Oh my God, Billy. Oh my God, you gave another $10. What the heck, dude? Seriously, Dorlaxon, this is next level. This is unreal. Wow, Chappie here. Chappie, I gotta make you a mod. I can't hear the crickets either. They stopped, which is odd because they usually go all night. Oh my God, Chappie, what happened to the crickets? Oh my gosh, you guys! I'm gonna have to read all of these at the end of the stream. All the donations. It's been unreal. Last week I made $130 and I lost my mind. That was huge for me. This is more. This is way more than $130. I feel like if I do this enough and this gets popular enough, I could just do this and pay my rent, and then also pay for my videos, and this will pay for like the budgets and everything. Dang, 120 people. The views have. Everyone's still watching too. This is amazing. Holy crap! I'm seriously floored. I'm blown away right now. Trickstar. Going strong for ghost busting fun. Thank you, Trickstar. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are... I don't know what to do. I don't know how to react. This is too much. What was the thing in the story? The last story, Chicken Slayer? I don't know. Wow. Ghost stories paying the rent. Seriously, Sir Snaffenpuss. You should worry. I should worry that the cricket stopped? You know, animals do notice things, and a cricket is an animal. So if there is a presence... Oh, you know, I haven't heard the cricket since the shovels fell, perfectly on cue. And that was the weird thing. When I was telling my personal ghost story, is when those shovels fell the most dramatic. And I had freaking taped those things down. I tested it. I don't know how they moved. I guess it's just possible. They just came undone again, but... Then they fell and the cricket stopped. See, now I'm thinking too much. You got me thinking, this isn't good for me. This is not good for my imagination. Thanks, Danny. Yeah, we got new mods joining you, Dorlax, and WT Chappie. Welcome to the gang. Thanks for being so cool. Rickavalli. Oh, I'm going to make a Rickavalli. Everyone becomes a mod. You guys are all mods. Rickavalli's in a mod because Rickavalli has donated a lot and been super cool and hung out a lot in these chats. So thank you. If we don't give our money to you, we'll spend it on booze and women. Relaxing, but I like booze and women. The ghost lady is trying to say she likey your stories. Wow. All right, I'm going to read another one from this section because that was pretty good. This one's called "The Thing in the Woods." It's the next one here. I'm just gonna read it. These are all pretty quick, and then I'll have you guys help me pick the next one. So this one's called "The Thing in the Woods." Let me get the light back in here. All right. This is not the best book light. I should probably. I heard a noise. I should probably invest in another one. But your donations from last week paid for these shovels and this book light, so thank you. Your donations this week will pay for a better book light that stays on better. I just want one that can go in the book. Okay, yet another story. I'm going to do some smoke. I can never remember the name of this book. I have to keep looking. Yet another story from Jim Harold's Campfire, Volume 1, is The Thing in the Woods. It was 1992 or 93, and I was only 16 or 17. One of my friends and I were walking home, and we decided to take a shortcut through this trail that we always go through. It was probably between 8:30 and 9 o'clock at night. We were walking through the trail, and I was leading the way, and well, it was really dark and I couldn't see, so I ended up getting us off the trail. We went off into the woods probably about 20 yards or so before my friend noticed that we were off the path. He started leading us back, and we finally got back onto it. As soon as we did, I felt a gust of wind go behind me, and there was no wind blowing at all. I thought it was kind of strange, but we didn't really think much about it. As soon as that happened, we started walking and heard tiptoes in the bushes. Oh, dude. We'd take 4 or 5 steps. Oh, freaking smoke machine. We'd take 4 or 5 steps, and then the tiptoeing would catch up to us. Oh, no. So that's when we started thinking that something was going on, but we weren't really taking it seriously. It sounded like a little rabbit or a cat, so we thought maybe a little animal was following us. Maybe my friend was joking about how it might have been a wolf or whatever, and he was playing like he was going to take off running, and as soon as he did that, that's when it started happening. Oh no. What happened? Oh no, I don't know if I want to continue. This is going to be too much for me. There was a little ball of light going along on the ground, probably about an inch off the ground. At first, it was like a little ball. You know, those fireworks, they call them jumping jacks, and they kind of bounce around. The difference was that it was going straight, going alongside us, not all crazy like the fireworks. All of a sudden, you could start to see the form of the thing inside the ball. It looked sort of like a little rat that had been standing up on its hind legs walking. What? It was like that. Then all of a sudden, this all happened in a few seconds. It started to get bigger in an instant, and it got anywhere between 10 feet and 15 feet tall. And it was made out of, it didn't have skin like me and you. It was, the only thing I can describe it would be ether. I have heard similar stories since. A guy I went to school with said it happened to him probably about 2 years after that. He said he tried to run from it, and when he tried to run from it, it broke down into shadows or some type of attack, and I can't read. I'm like so freaking flustered here. Let me reread that. He said he tried to run from it, and when he tried to run from it, it broke down into shadows of some type and attacked him. He ended up going to the hospital. The thing was very strange. It looked a lot like the Predator from the movie. It had dreadlocks on its head and spikes all the way down its back, and it was hot. It was like standing next to a stove with the door open, you know? I don't have any further information on it. I've been trying to find something, thinking maybe somebody had drawn something that was similar to it, but I haven't found anything close to what it really looked like. Tim in Nevada. Wow. Jim Harold's Campfire, Volume 1. This book is unbelievable. That was cool. Oh my gosh, Cody. Dude, Cody just donated. My friend. Wow. Dude. Thanks, Cody. $10 from Cody. Thank you, man. Come to San Antonio and read scary stories at the haunted railroad tracks. You have a place to stay here now that I have a house. You know, I was thinking about doing this as like a tour where I just go and read stories in different places and we all hang out and have like a spooky sleepover or something. I would do that, Cody. There's haunted railroad tracks out there. What's that all about? Is this like a known thing or something? Is that your wife? Danny, are you talking to me or someone else? Besides, shut up. Don't say those things. Did you guys see something? Or was the smoke? You're probably seeing the smoke machine. Don't, Danny, stop it. Stop it. No. Don't say these things. Chappie was doing that, and Chappie has finally stopped, and I've settled down. Billy, are you going to do more Talking Classics? If you do, try Whip Rush. I will probably always do Talking Classics. I don't have anything planned right now, but I will look into Whip Rush. Nathan Drowned. Why do you keep saying Nathan Drowned, Dave Train? I don't like that. That makes me think like that is how I will die or something, and that freaks me out. Don't say that. I read into things and I get super superstitious and nervous, and I don't like you saying that. I've not drowned, and I'm still here. What are you talking about? Oh, it's creepypasta. What's creepypasta, Nathan? Don't let them mess with you and your friend. Okay, yeah, me and my friend Rusty. You mess with me as well. There's no friend in here. It's just me and you guys. You're my only friends in here. Oh gosh, the reflection of the iPad just startled me. It like did something on the wall. Oh, why am I doing this to myself? It's too scary. I can't handle this type of thing. I love ghost stories, but I get so scared so easily. I'm not going to be able to sleep very well for the next few nights. Last week was bad, man. Every noise. I started thinking I opened up other dimensions by like... I truly feel like talking about these things and telling ghost stories, the spirits will hear you and use you as a vessel to come out and do things to you because they think you're interested and will help them. And I don't like making myself available to them. And Nathan, I'm back. Love this. Hey, Sean. Thanks for being here. We have a road here in Michigan called Scripps Road. There's a haunted cemetery there with headstones that randomly show up. Then there was a haunted mansion there with ghosts staring at you in the window. Whoa. Really? Headstones just randomly show up? That's crazy. I was a grave digger, and I never saw anything weird happen at the cemetery I worked at. I worked at the Dell Park Cemetery in Natick, Massachusetts. For anyone who's in Massachusetts, that's where I worked. If you want to freak yourself out, the old Dell was two cemeteries. The new Dell, it's like the newer cemetery, and then down to the right is the other cemetery. On the same side, there's another cemetery across the street, which isn't the one I worked at. But the old Dell had Civil War, like, graves and stuff. That had some scary stuff. I'd be cutting grass in the old Dell cemetery, and you walk me on the mower. Most of the time you would ride on the mower, ride it. But that one had it was so small, the spaces in there, so you had to kind of walk it and work it through. Your feet would sink into graves, and you'd step into old, just boxed coffins and things, or sinkholes. I don't think I ever stepped into a grave, but the ground would shift and you'd fall into a sinkhole. So that was kind of oh, you're falling into a grave. And one time, my brother told me, my brother worked there too, and he and my friend Brad were like, oh, sometimes you find bones in the old Dell. I had never found a bone until this one day. I was cutting grass, and my boss Joe was always like, be careful of the blades, don't hit the stone. So anytime I hit anything, I'd be like, ugh, and I'd check to see what I hit because it dings the blades, and he was always getting mad that you were like dulling the blades and you hated to have to sharpen them, and he'd always be like, I rarely sharpen these when I cut the grass. When you cut the grass, I got to sharpen them every week. So I was like, oh gosh, I ding them. So I hit like a stick or a rock, and I went to go move it, so I didn't hit it again. Picked it up, it was a bone. It looked like a finger bone. Some old Civil War dude's finger. I ran it over with a lawnmower. It was super freaky. Or it was just a chicken bone from the store, and some teen was eating chicken fingers at the cemetery. But it was pretty old looking. It looked like a real bone from a cemetery grave. Yeah. So, but nothing really ever too freaky happened to me at the cemetery. It was mostly just me cutting grass, doing burials. The scariest thing, honestly, and that was the most unnerving, was being in the people's graves before them. I had to get in the grave and square it up and get all the roots that were sticking in, all the big rocks, and throw them out and make it like clean, because you then put a cement case in the ground, and then you put the coffin, and then you put a lid on top of the coffin. So it's like basically you're littering and just throwing tons of stuff in the ground. I think it's kind of unnecessary, but that's what you would do. And being in the grave, I never liked being in the grave, and I always tried to get out as soon as possible. My boss would dig it with a backhoe, and then I would get in, fix it up with a shovel and the pickaxe, and then I would have to jump up and pull myself out of the grave. And every time I couldn't get out of the grave fast enough. I just hated being in those graves. I don't know how I did this job for 2 years, but it got me to California, and here I am. So, all right, let's continue. Let's do a couple more stories, shall we? Thank you for that $5 again, Chappie. I see your last donation. This is next level donations here. All right, let's go. Let's check the categories here and see what we got. Let's read a couple more. What time is it? Oh, it's 8:30. I've been doing this for like a while. Oh, I got a text. Oh, call. I'm sorry, I'm texting my friend. Oh, wow. I just got more donations, I see, directly to my Streamlabs. Kimberly, thank you. I hope you're still in here, and you're hearing me say thank you. Wow. Thank you for that $10. Oh, my God. Wesley, $20. Are you still in here, Kimberly and Wesley? Damn, this is crazy. If you guys want to donate, my Streamlabs is in the description. That goes directly to my PayPal, and YouTube doesn't get a cut. This is crazy. This is crazy. You guys are donating so much money. Here, let me read the donations. Or maybe I'll do it at the end. I'll read the donations at the end, because it's just too many. And I want to read everyone's and say thank you. Signing into this. Sorry, bear with me for a second. I want to be able to read the donations at the end. Cool, I'm in. Now I can read all my donations from everyone at the end of the stream right here. Sorry, I'll start the next story in a second. Oh my gosh. You guys have donated so much money. I've got almost $400. $294 in the super chat tonight. Basically $295. And then $65 directly to my PayPal. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's like a quarter of my rent. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. You guys are unreal. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get back to these stories. So should I read a ghost story? Here are the categories again. We got like aliens and we didn't get a good alien story. It says monsters and aliens. Let's do let's do Spirited Away. I'll read that one. Let's see what that's all about. I want to read an alien one though. The Thing in the Woods, I read that. Old Red Eyes, Out of Body Visitors, The Night Visitor, A Walk in the Wilderness. I read Something's Out There. Didn't I? Yeah, I did. Spirited Away, A Light That Wasn't Quite Right. I'll read A Light That Wasn't Quite Right, then Spirited Away, And then the other category is something out of this world. I'll read some of that. Oh, then we gotta read the dog one. It lit up the whole sky. So I'll do three more. Chappie, come on. I'm Wesley, but yeah, I wanted a nice round number. Wesley, you are the nicest person on earth. You and Mike Lombardo are like the legends of donating. All right. Dang. I don't know how to say thank you enough to all you guys. This is crazy. All right, so page 99. Let's get to Spirited Away in a Light That Wasn't Right. I say the name of the title every time I start these and I end these because I'm going to load these as individual videos and I want to give credit to the book every time. This book is awesome. All right. Come on. Oh my gosh, try to do it with my toe. It's so hard. Ooh. Yet another story from the amazing book by Jim Harold. Jim Harold's Campfire Volume 1. This story is called A Light That Wasn't Quite Right. Can't seem to switch my camera angle. There we go. All right. When I was about 5 years old, I lived in a flat with my sister, who was about 8, and my mother. On the evening of this story, it was late at night already, about 11:30, and our mom sent us off to bed. My sister and I slept in the same room, but didn't want to go to sleep, so we sat on the bed and just talked together while our mother was in the kitchen reading a magazine. We were looking outside the window as we talked from our flat that was on the 4th floor. That is important for the story. It was a rather higher one, not on the bottom floor. Suddenly, we saw a bright light moving in the sky, and in the beginning, we thought it might be a shooting star or something like that. But it started moving in a very erratic fashion at 90-degree turns, and it sped up and slowed down. We got really excited about it because we didn't know what it was. After a while, it moved pretty fast and pretty close to the window, and then it was just out of sight. Then it went out of our field of vision. We wanted to tell our mother and ask her if she saw it as well. When we got up to go to the kitchen, a very white light came out of the kitchen, and it was like those lights you get on a soccer or football field. Very, very intense. So much so that you couldn't actually look into it. It only lasted a few seconds, and then it was gone. We went into the kitchen, and our mother wasn't there, so we thought she might have gone into another room, maybe into the living room or something like that. We went there and into the other rooms, and we couldn't find her anywhere. Oh my God, this is freaking me out. She was just gone. The flat didn't have anything like a trellis or anything there. You could just go out anywhere. You could just go outside. The only way out was the main door, but it was still locked from the inside with the key in the lock. So there's no way she could have gone outside. Whoa. I didn't realize the implications, but my sister did. I was 5 years old and didn't really start to think about the key in the lock and those kinds of things. I just thought, oh, Mom probably went out. My sister checked the door and said, oh no, the key is still in the lock. It's impossible. She couldn't have gone out. We didn't really... Oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps. Stop blowing smoke, you dumb machine. You're freaking my life out. She's checked the lock and said, oh no, the key is still in the lock. It's impossible. She couldn't have gone out. We didn't really know what to do. For about an hour, we walked around in the flat looking, searching, and getting anxious, even desperate. After that, we decided to go back to bed because at that age, more or less, that's where we felt we were safest, I suppose. We went to bed, and that's where we must have fallen asleep because there's nothing else I remember. We were sitting in bed and talking about where our mom could be, and the next thing I remember, I was waking up in my bed again, still at night. I woke up more or less the same time as my sister. The first thing we did was get up and search the flat once again. So we went to the kitchen, and our mother was there. She was there, sitting there again, just like we saw her before, with a magazine, reading the magazine. Oh my God, I have goosebumps all over my face. Holy crap. We were very excited, and we went towards her and asked her where she had been, and she said, well, I was here all the time. I only sat down a few minutes ago. Oh, dang, Gina. We showed her the clock and tried to prove to her it had been 2 hours. It was 11:30, 11:40 more or less, when we saw the light. And when we woke up again, it was about 1:40, 1:45. About 2 hours had passed. She couldn't account for it. She said she was still reading the same article that she started with, and to her it was as if she had sat down 5 minutes earlier and just started reading. That's all she remembered. She doesn't know where those hours went, where she had been, or what happened. Oh my God, I'm super freaked out, and I know exactly what happened. I gotta talk about this after the story. I know exactly what happened. This is crazy to hear it from a perspective of someone else outside of the person. This is awesome. This story is freaking crazy. We have talked with my mother a few times about it since, and a strange thing that adds to the story is that when she sat down, she started to read the article. She had the feeling that someone was in the room, possibly behind her, but she turned around and there was no one. Oh my God, man. So she thought, that's strange. It's all in my head. And she looked at the clock and began to read. And that's also how we know more or less the exact same time. She looked at the clock before she vanished. She doesn't have any memory of what happened. This story got me into paranormal stuff. I've become more interested in it, which doesn't mean that I believe everything I hear, but I do enjoy listening to or reading stories. Our feeling is it must have been a UFO or flying saucer of some sort. That white light must have caused her to vanish. I don't know, to transport her. The light came, and after that she was gone. So we think it must have been the light. One small thing to add is that when we woke up in the morning in daylight, we realized there were bloodstains on our bed sheets. What? Next to our knees. But our knees didn't have any kind of injuries whatsoever. And that's something we couldn't really explain. It's like somebody tried to take blood, yet there were no marks on our knees. It's all so strange. Holy crap. That's from Marcel in Germany, from Jim Harold's Campfire, Volume 1. This book is crazy. Everyone should buy this. Okay, so I want to talk about that for a second. I don't know if you guys know about the phenomenon known as the missing hour. Excuse me. Have you guys ever heard of that? If you ever watched the show Unsolved Mysteries, the 80s show that is one of the scariest shows ever. It's on Amazon. You can watch the original series. The original series with the original narrator was the best one. He wore like a trench coat. Then later they did another narrator. It wasn't as good. Loic. Dang, Loic. Thank you so much for the 20 Canadian dollars. Is that what that is that I'm seeing? Wow. Thanks, Loic. Dude, you rule. Thanks for always being here and always donating. 1010 stories. Yeah, dude, Cody, that was a good one. I gotta give credit to these authors. This book, this is a really good ones. I read this in the beginning and last week. Nantucket Ghosts. These are really good stories. And then Jim Harold's Campfire, Volume 1. There's like more volumes apparently. Like I could read these forever. I gotta support these guys. Listen to Jim. You can listen to these stories from the real people on iTunes. This guy Jim has a podcast, and the people call in and tell them, and it's like good audio and stuff. You should check them out. Dude, that was a good donation. Thank you, Loic. Thanks for being here again. It's on Hulu. Awesome. 2 Fat Man Scoops. Okay, so I want to talk about this. There's an episode, I think it's called The Missing Hour, and I first learned about this last year when I rewatched the series. It's really fascinating. So this is, and it's cool because the first story in the episode takes place on Cape Cod, Massachusetts, where I'm from. This guy is coming back from like the military. They're dropping him off back at the military base. There's a military base on Cape Cod called Otis Air Force Base that I actually worked at painting the runway. So this episode was very cool for me. He comes back from the war or wherever he was off serving, and he calls on a payphone. I forget what town it was. Oh, it was in Truro. It was a town that I sleep in the sand dunes out on the outer Cape. It's like way out there, one of the last towns. It's the second to last town on Cape Cod, like on this part of the Cape. Or I should say this part, because Massachusetts is like on this side, right? I don't know what side the camera is facing. But, oh yeah, I was right. This arm. Truro is like right here. Provincetown is here, where I had my short film in the film festival a couple weeks ago. So here's Truro with this big sand dunes. You can sleep out. You're not supposed to sleep out there, but me and my friends do, and it looks like you're on the moon because the moonlight lights the stand up, makes it look like craters. It's really cool. So anyways, Truro. This guy, I'm going on too long here. The guy is dropped off, calls the military base on the payphone. It's like, hey, I'm here. Come pick me up. They said, all right, we're going to have someone come pick you up in a Jeep in like a couple minutes. The guy's standing there. He sees a light in the sky, looks at it, thinks it's a street light. He's like, what the heck is that? This is like the 60s, I think, and he's like 19 or 20 years old. And he's looking at the light, and then he looks at his watch, and he's just waiting, and he calls the base because they haven't showed up in a couple minutes, and he's like, what the heck's going on? He's like, where have you been? He said, it'd be a couple minutes, and they said, we went there to pick you up, and you weren't there. And that was an hour ago when you called. And he's like, no, I've been here for like a few minutes. What the heck's, where are you? And they said, we went and you weren't there. So he thinks nothing of it. I mean, after that, he's like, oh, that's weird. And then later in life, he sees a book in a bookstore called The Missing Hour. And he's like, oh, that's kind of odd. That's like the thing that happened to me. It was a thing he always thought about, as life went on, like that weird night where an hour went by and he couldn't account for it and they couldn't find him. So then he's reading this book and his accounts from other people saying that they had the same thing happen to him. And this was like in the 80s. And he's like, oh, wow, this is cool. So then he goes to like this group or something. I can't remember the episode well, but what happens is it starts telling more stories of other people. These two girls, their mom pulls over in the car. She runs out to get like water from somewhere or something. And they're sitting in the car waiting. And they see something in the sky, and they get out and they go look at it. I think something like that. They get out of the car or something, and then they go back to the car, and they can't find their mom. And then all of a sudden they wake up, I think. This is like just the bare bones of the story. This is like the Cliff's Notes. But they wake up at some point in the middle of a field on a blanket, and they're so freaked out, like, where are we? How did we get here? They go and they find the car. They're not super far from the car. They get back in the car, and their mom comes back into the car, and they didn't say anything to the mom because they're so scared. They didn't know what the heck had happened. So then they all start to talk about how when they were gone, they had these memories of aliens, like, poking at them and picking at them like an autopsy, and being abducted. So apparently what's happening is aliens are abducting these people, doing tests on them, and they bring them back to the exact time they disappeared. And it feels like they were, didn't go anywhere. But all the other people around them are like, no, you weren't there. Where were you? But in their heads, nothing happened. It's really crazy. And I just learned about this last year. I'm super fascinated by it. So it's cool to hear this story in this book from these kids that their mother was taken. Because normally it's like just from the perspective of the person. So it's super cool. Yeah, kind of like Fire in the Sky. Fire in the Sky was a cool movie. I love that movie. I'm so interested in alien abductions. Well, what's crazy, a lot of Twilight Zone morals are still relevant. Yeah. You got probed once. Sir Snafflepuss. Wow. That was a good story. I liked that one a lot. All right. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to wrap it up. So thank you, everyone who's been here and has listened. I really appreciate you guys being here. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. I really enjoy it. It's making me excited to do it more and more. Let me know in the comments of the individual videos that I load and in here. Let me know everywhere, wherever you comment, where I should put these. I'm trying to decide what to do because, like, I'm reading someone else's stories from his podcast that people tell him, so I feel weird about, like, taking them and, like, loading them to iTunes as a podcast. I don't know what to do here with these. it's weird because it's technically other people's stuff. But then I heard people were like, "Oh, you can load this to Audible." Like this one is different because this is just a book, and I'm reading the stories. And apparently on Audible, people have told me in the comments that you can read books like Harry Potter, for crying out loud, and load it to Audible, and people can download it. But do people buy that? Would people buy these from me? I don't understand Audible. I've never used it. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if I should load these things to iTunes and make it like a ghost story podcast, and I'm reading them. That's the whole deal. Or I just leave them on YouTube and leave them in individual stories as individual videos on YouTube. Let me know what you think and what you've seen out there and what other people are doing, and then I'll try to figure out what to do with this. But for now, it's just going to be a live stream, and I guess I'll load them as videos on my YouTube. So, yeah. I have to tell you a story you could use sometime. Billy, I'm all ears. Can you tweet it to me? Can you type it up and send it to me as a direct message or something on Twitter? Look up death of actors on the first Twilight Zone movie from the 80s. No, I don't want to. That's freaky. Oh, no. Contact the author. Yeah, Chappie. No planes. I'm an ex-avionics tech. Not planes. I didn't see what you guys are talking about. A few times I've seen what I thought were stars disappearing when I turn around. I should tweet the dude and ask him if he cares what I do, because in a way it would be promoting his book and his podcast. Danny, stop. What do you mean, my wife? I hate you guys make me look. You actually make me turn around out of fear. What is crazy? They caught it on film. Wait, what are you talking about? Yeah, helicopter went out of control. What's going on? Oh, you talking about the Twilight Zone people? Oh, yeah, I know about that. That was what's-his-name's movie. That director, and I think it was partly because the director wanted this stunt to happen. It was too risky. What's the guy? What's Landis? That Landis director. Twilight Zone movie. I should check that out. Yeah, John Landis. Yeah, it was him. I do remember Air Hogs, the cartoon. So I'll tell one more story of mine. It's an alien story. I was working at Whole Foods. Actually, it was called Bread and Circus at the time in Bellingham, Massachusetts. And me and one of the cashiers, I bagged groceries, and me and one of the cashiers, Karen, wanted to go get food after we worked. We didn't want to go home. It was let's go. We decided to go get food together, and we're going to go. I thought there was a Denny's up Route 95. That was open all night. So it was kind of a far drive from where we were, going closer to Boston. So we went up. We were just let's just go drive up there and find the Denny's. And we're driving up the highway. We get to the Denny's. It was closed. So we just turned around, went back, whatever. So as we're driving back down 95, down the highway, we saw this red light. In Massachusetts, the highways are there's trees everywhere. So you can't see the other direction of the highway because there's trees between you. There's just it's a lot like that in Pennsylvania and other states, trees all over next to you. And there's it's just cleared out for the 3 lanes of highway. So in a way, it's a row of trees. So you can look down up ahead and see the road just goes through the trees. So as we're driving, I see this red dot. It's coming closer and closer and closer, up to us and getting bigger. And it's above us, and it's following the highway. It's as if it's going right over the freeway cutout of the trees, And we're what is that? It's moving really fast. And she's driving like this. We're both looking at it. And it was as I got closer, it was 3 red dots, in a triangle. And we're is it a helicopter? It's moving really fast. And it was just and it came from basically non-existent light. Whoom. And it stopped basically right over us, and we're about to drive under it, and we're looking up, and then we drove over right at this moment we drove over this railroad track bridge kind of thing, below you, the highway went over railroad tracks, and there was a clearing in the trees going left and right for the railroad tracks, and it drove under the highway. And then you see the clearing of trees going that way. If you looked over the out your right window, you'd see the railroad tracks down below. The 3 red lights flew up, stopped dead, and then went whoom. It took a 90-degree left turn. If you were in like the spacecraft, it would have been a left turn, but it went to my right. And it went whoosh, followed along the railroad tracks and disappeared, like a 90-degree turn. It was the weirdest thing. And as we're seeing it, we're both going, we're seeing this, right? This is really happening, to tell ourselves we're not making this up, and so we could remember that we definitely saw it. It was really cool and really weird, and I don't know what the heck it was. Could have been government testing stuff we don't know about, but I choose to believe some sort of an alien spacecraft flying over me. It was awesome, and I loved it. And that's pretty much my story. So, I'm not lying, Lurker. Yeah, Nico, I definitely saw a UFO. Yeah, sorry, Lurker. Thorlaxon shut you down. I'm not lying. It was rad and crazy. You can ask Karen, the girl who worked with me. She was driving, and she's like, I'm bigger and animated, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is that? And she's more like, oh, I don't know. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, okay, we're seeing that. Like, she's more of a practical, calmer person than I am, which most people are. But it was rad. So, oh, hello, Paul. You're back. Paul, I still don't know if your name is Paul or not. Paul C. But hello, thank you for being here. Hello, Shozama from El Paso. Phelan said, there's a spook light people see. Spook light people see. My family always told me stories of this while I was growing up. Phelan, saw your lava tube visit. You seem to like to explore and visit places. You should look up the spook light at the Devil's Promenade at the Okla Miss border if you travel. What are you talking about, Phelan? Phelan, are you talking about the story I read? I'm not sure how to read your comment. Texas representing. Oh, I'm close to Marfa. There's a lot of people in Texas tonight. Kitsune, yeah, man. UFOs I've been seeing so many times. It's like obvious now. Did you hear recently this year? Other governments admitted to having. They said yes, UFOs are real. We see them all the time. We don't know how to explain them. But America is the only country that denies them and denies them and denies them because maybe they think Americans are going to freak out and lose their minds and pandemonium will break out. But I don't think so. I think people mostly just be intrigued and curious, and I feel like we should, if there are other species and aliens out there, we should be more open to it and learn about it, not be hiding it from people. Just talk about it. Like, what's the point? I never understood the benefit of a government hiding things like that. Like, I don't think people are going to freak out like they think they are. They'll just be like, oh, that's cool. Or most people just won't believe it, you know? South Shore, Mass. Oh, nice, Sean. You know, I went to Halifax all the time. My girlfriend was from Halifax, the one who experienced the ghost shaking my doorknob. I don't know if you're here for that part of the stream. I told my story about the doorknob, but she was from Halifax, and I was always down there. I don't know how close that is to you. Phelan, what are you saying? At one time, they even sent National Guard, I believe in the 50s, out to try to study it. I'm missing out on what Phelan's talking about. The people I've seen in the years that people have seen. There's what's this? I gotta look up spook light. Yeah, we looked up how you were supposed to do it. Nothing. Dude, look at my town, Saltville, Virginia. The whole town is haunted from the horrible things that have happened. Oh, dang, man. I'm nervous to even look it up. I'm going to look up spook light then, Phelan. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm going to look. The highway red light reflecting or something. I think they said... I do remember Jet Force Gemini. Alright. One more story. And then that's a wrap for tonight. Let's see. What do we got here? Let's pick a good one. I should read the one from the dog section, or whatever it is. It's part 5 is called Eating My Own Dog Food. I don't understand what that means and how that's a category. This one's called It Lit Up the Whole Sky. And then there's Why I Hate Logging Trucks. Okay, here are the options. It lit up the whole sky. There's someone in here. AK-47s can make you a believer. Why I hate logging trucks. Turn your radio on. Again, it lit up the whole sky. There's someone in here. Oh, I don't like that. AK-47s can make you a believer. Why I hate logging trucks. Turn on your radio. Turn your radio on. Kind of want to read this someone in here, or it lit up the whole sky. It lit up the whole sky. Logging trucks. To relax in. I don't want to read the AK-47 one because I don't like guns. So I kind of don't want to read that one. Radio lit up the whole sky. Someone in here. Someone here. All right, I'll do two. I'm going to do it lit up the whole sky and there's someone in here, and then I'll end it because that's only like 4 pages total. So 37. So we'll get 2 more stories. Wait, the back of the book. What page was that on again? 237. All right. All right. From Jim Harold's Campfire, Volume 1. This is It Lit Up the Whole Sky. Chapters 67 and 68 are stories that my father has told me since I was a small child. I'm always fascinated by them. All right, here we go. One night at about 11 o'clock, we were back in the mountains on vacation, and me and your mom decided to take... Oh, so this is the actual story his dad was telling him. This is cool. Awesome. One night at about 11 o'clock, we were back in the mountains on vacation, and me and your mom decided to take a ride through the mountains. And we pulled off and went up an old log road, and we stopped in there. We stopped for a while, and I had a bottle of beer, which I know I shouldn't have been doing, and it was pitch dark. Excuse me. This was 40 years ago, so don't think the law is going to come after me. You could hardly see anything. It was pitch dark. We were sitting and talking, and all of a sudden there was a light so bright when it lit up, it lit the whole car up on the inside and everything around it. You could see the minute hand on the clock in the car. It was so bright. It only lasted for about 3 seconds. Wow. You could see the background of the trees and everything, the side of the hills, everything, but it didn't last long. It looked out the side window, and it seemed like there was a person standing there. I looked out the side window, and it looked like there was a person standing there. He looked to be maybe shoulder length to the glass in the side of the door. Oh, that's freaky. He's really close. He looked like he had some sort of welding mask on. Well, something was standing there, but I turned to your mom and told her to look, and when we turned around, it was gone. Well, it kind of scared me, so we got out of there. Yeah, it's freaking me out right now. I have goosebumps all over my body. I can't believe how often I get goosebumps reading these stories. And I read so many of them. You think I would get used to it. I get so scared too easily. I feel like I'm ruining the stories, so I can't read. I can't stay reading them. It's too horrifying. Oh, I'm just picturing that guy next to the car. Okay. Where were they? Well, it kind of scared me, so we got out of there. I drove out and went down and went to the other road, on the other road, and started out of there. There were all kinds of birds, 4 or 5 of them, up along the bank. The funny thing was that they were the biggest birds I've ever seen. I had never seen anything like it. They were just really big birds. They had a wingspan of, I don't know how big they were, but boy, you could see them. I think there were about 4 of them. Then about every 50 feet or 100 feet, you could see 1 or 2 up along the bank. That's what I saw. Your mom saw it too, but your mom didn't see the person sitting there beside the car. This was back up in the mountains where there was no traffic or anything. I thought, well, tomorrow you'll hear somebody say they saw a light, but I never did hear any more about it. I never did believe in things like that, But when I see something with my own eyes, then I believe it. And your mom was there too. And I asked her, what do you think that was? She said, I have no idea at all. We never did take another ride out there after that. Not at night, anyway. It's right up there in the mountains. It's all mountains. It's all wilderness. I never did see anything like that again. That was the only time. Yeah, it scared me a little bit. Jim Harold Sr. That's Jim's dad. That's a cool story. I guess this is another one from his dad. All right, this is the last story. Thank you, everyone, for joining me and being here. I appreciate it. Who's just getting in here? Yoda? Hey, Yoda. Sorry that you're just missing this. Where's Yoda? I don't see you. But thank you for being here, Yoda. I can't stop giggling. Why are you giggling? This is horrifying. This is making me lose my mind. I have an old 90s picture of me when I was a youngster, and I noticed a black blob of a face-like shape. This is one of those tannish tone pictures that give it a crazy look. Trickstar, can you tweet that to me? Do you have the picture? I want to see that. Can you tweet me the picture? See you, Lurker. Hello, Angela. My word, those shovels are spotless. Savage, I just got them, and I tried to dirty them up and dig a couple holes in the backyard, but didn't really do much. Hey, Yoda, what up? It's all right. It's about my bedtime anyways. All right, well, you can make it for the last story. Three of us hiked a mountain in Osiris, and a cougar stalked us the entire time. Now sometimes I see a cougar standing in the shadows in my backyard. Whoa, diabolic. That's weird. You have stories that you read. James, tweet me. Everyone who has a story, please tweet me. That would be awesome to turn this into like reading your stories. Tweet me and send me messages and tell me that if you have stories, and we'll figure out how you can send me like lengthy stories if you want to type it up, if it's not too much of a pain. But I would love to read your stories. That would be awesome. All right. This is the final story. Maybe I'll do one more after this because I really like doing it. Thank you for the donations. If you haven't donated and you got $1 or $2, you got an extra $1 and you like this, please donate. It definitely helps. You can do it directly in the donate. You can do it in the description of the video. You can do a direct donation that goes right to my PayPal, or you can do it in the super chat right here. This has been great. This has been making me very happy and motivated to do more of these, and feeling like this could actually like pay my bills, and I could do this all the time and hang out with you guys and lose my brain from fear every time I do it. So thank you to everyone who has donated. All right, this one is called There Is Someone in Here. This is a story from Jim Harold's dad telling him, me and my brother worked in the steel mill together. This must have been the late 50s or early 60s. We had been working the 3 to 11 shift, and we came home to our apartment over a bar in this... Wait, let me read that again. We had been working the 3 to 11 shift, and we came home to our apartment over a bar in the city. Did I switch that? Where is it? There we go. Okay. I'm trying to switch the camera angle. Well, we came home and we ate something and we watched television a little bit, and then we went to bed. About 3 o'clock in the morning, something woke me up. I don't know what it was. I was lying on my side, and when I rolled over, this old fellow was standing there above me. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. I remembered the guy. He used to come in the bar there all the time, and I used to talk to him, get a few drinks, you know. He must have been in his 80s. Anyway, one time I was in there, I asked the fella that owned it, what happened to the old fella that used to come in here? He said, well, he passed away. I never thought anything more about it. Well, here was that guy over my bed about a half a year after that. When I woke up, it scared me, and I kind of swung at it. Oh, my God, dude. This guy's got crazy experiences. But nothing was there but air. I hollered real loud for my brother. He got up out of bed and came around and he said, you're having a nightmare. I should say it was in the summertime, so the windows were open because it was real hot. But our apartment was up about 3 stories, so nobody could have come through the window. Me and my brother, we started checking all around the apartment. All the doors were locked and there was only one window open. Nobody could have gotten in there. Well, he said, you're having a nightmare. You should forget about it. So I went back to sleep and didn't think about it anymore about it. And about 2 weeks later, in the middle of the night, I heard my brother holler. So he jumped up and he told me, he said, Jim, there's somebody in here. Oh my God, my face has goosebumps. And we checked all around and he described the old guy to me. I said, well, that's the same one that I saw in here. He didn't think it was a nightmare then. We stayed there 2 or 3 years after that, and we never did see anything else. I know it wasn't a dream. I never believed in ghosts, but when I see one with my own eyes, then I believe it because I've seen it. Jim Harold Sr. That's freaking awesome. From Jim Harold's Campfire, Volume 1. This book rules. You guys should check out his podcast. It's called Jim Harold's Campfires, or whatever. Jim Harold's Campfire. These are awesome. Most of these stories are from people that call into his podcast. You should listen to his podcast. But this is his book, where he just wrote down all the stories people told him. And the other book I was reading earlier, which I will continue to read more of next week, is Nantucket Ghosts by Blue Ballier. She got stories from people who live on Nantucket, the island off of Cape Cod, which I am from. I'm from Cape Cod, and I've been in Nantucket many times, so I'm really into this book. I'll read more books and more stories from other things. Hopefully your stories, if you guys tell me some of your stories and send them to me, tweet me and stuff, and I can read your stories. It would be rad to do yours. So I'll read some of the chat comments, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks again to everyone who's been watching. This has been a really... 123 people watching now. There's more people watching than in the beginning. This is unbelievable. Thank you to everyone who's donated. Thank you. There once was a man from Nantucket. Oh yeah, we all know that one. You should get the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark books. Those drawings were terrifying. I'm gonna do that, Yoda. I'll go on Amazon and I'll order that. Now with your donations, I can easily do that. Starting to get freaked out hearing stuff too. Danny, I'm telling you, stuff's going on tonight. I've been hearing all kinds of stuff. The shovels have been getting knocked over. Last week I heard this weird wolf wooing outside the door, and then I would go out there and I didn't hear it anymore, and I'd come back in here and I'd hear it again, only when I'm here, because I think this room has become a portal to another freaking dimension. I just heard a sound in my room as well. Oh, STVJ, be careful. In my photo album, random pictures are appearing of moments I do not remember, almost as if I'm living someone else's life or I am in some other dimension. Kitsune. What? Oh, wow. I'll tweet you some of the stuff that happened to me. Thank you, Chappie. Please do. Yeah, Cody, DM me. I don't have your number. Oh, yeah, I have a different phone number, Cody. I changed that one a while ago. James. Shut up. Don't say who's behind me. Whoa, what's he doing? You guys, it's not cool. I know it's funny, but I hate it. I don't like you freaking me out like this. Started streaming 3 hours ago. How long? Till 4 hours. I don't know. This has been a real long one. Yeah, seriously, the crickets did stop. See you, Loic. Are you leaving? Adios. Alright, I'm going to wrap this up before you guys actually start to freak me out big time. Well, who's in front of me? The camera. There's no one in front of me. There's no one in here. I'm a baby. I'm a freaking child. I get more scared than little kids do. I just Google image search scary stories to tell in the dark, and I'm already scared. Well, I'm going to get that and read that for next time. Thanks, Paul. Thank you very much. See you, James. Cake. Adios. I think you're saying goodbye. This is great. We keep doing these. Thanks, Jory. I will keep doing it. I guess I'm gonna do it again on Wednesday. I'll do it sooner than later. I love doing this. It's really fun. I was gonna do it every Wednesday, and I couldn't wait, so I just wanted to do it tonight. I know it's Monday. Well, thanks, James. Thanks for being here. Relaxing. Thank you, Whiskey and Nate. Scary Stories. Good night all around. Well, thank you. I hope you guys. I really, 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 really genuinely hope you guys like this. It's fun for me. I can imagine what it would be like for you because I love hearing ghost stories. It's a super fun thing to just like sit down and listen to spooky stories. It's one of my favorite things. So I'm happy that I can do it for you guys. And if you're into it, thank you for watching. I know it's not a funny thing. It's totally different from everything else I do in my life and my career and my channel. But it's fun for me. So hopefully it'd be cool if this can take its whole on their own life, and pay the bills as I shoot my videos and shorts and movies and junk. I'm also starting next Friday. I mentioned at the beginning of the stream. I'm going to mention it one more time. I'm starting an interview talk show where I'll have a guest every week, and the guest will come and tell scary stories and things that have happened to them, or just spooky. We'll have a spooky conversation in general. And I'm going to try to do it for like next Friday, the first one, if I can get the whole set up right. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it live, though. I'm probably just going to do it and load it as a video on YouTube. So stay tuned for that. So that will kind of coincide with this series of me reading these stories. I'm going to do that plus this. And I got to figure out a name for that. And I still kind of am not sure of the name for this. Tell me what you think of this name. Please comment everywhere and all over. I read them all. Do you like grave stories from a grave digger? I feel like it's kind of long. I don't know if it could do something shorter. Maybe just like tales from a grave digger, or grave digger tales, or grave stories, or grave digger story. I don't know. But grave stories from a grave digger, like the grave and grave, I kind of like that, And since I was a grave digger, I would like to keep that in there. So that's kind of like the whole thing. I got my grave digger outfit on and everything. This is what I wore when I worked outside digging holes. Grave stories from the digger. Good night, Nathan. I had a blast, man. Thanks, Danny. Stay on YouTube. More live stuff, the better. All right. Don't do it on Twitch, though. Well, maybe I'll just keep the conspiracy show on Twitch with Tom and Seth, the Who Knows show. Well, that's coming back to my Twitch channel as soon as Tom gets down here. Cake, what do you want to do? You want to what so much? See you, Rusty. Thanks, Winky. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here. My bro, for real, look into Saltville, Virginia. If you've ever on the East Coast, stop by. Rusty, I'm going to drive my friend. My friend is moving to Virginia, and I'm driving her from California later this month. But I think we're driving to Pennsylvania, and then she's going to Virginia later on her own. But I'll be visiting her at some point, probably pretty soon, in Virginia. So I'm going to look into Saltville tonight, because I'll be over that way. Use Ouija board, interview the dead. Oh, I don't want to do that. That's too scary. I did a Ouija board once, and it freaked us all out big time in Massachusetts. That was a good one. Digging up grave tales. That's a pretty good one. Grave accounts. I'm digging these ghost stories from the grave. Is that a title suggestion, Phelan, or is that just a comment? Oh, heck yes, I get to watch this live. Hey, Nathan. Hello, Bunsdoe. I'm actually ending this. I don't know if you're just getting in here. Sorry if you're missing it, but you can watch it. Once I end this video, it will be loaded as end of the stream, it will be loaded as a video, and you can watch it then. All right, cool. I'm going to wrap it up. Funny or not, I think we all really enjoy ourselves, so keep this up. Thanks, Danny, I will. Resident Evil VR. Is that a thing? Is that out yet? All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Thank you for being here. You live in Virginia Beach. It's so hard for me to leave when I'm reading all your comments. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thanks for the donations. If you want to donate still, you can. I will be doing this. I guess I'm going to be doing it twice a week. Donate. If I end the stream, you can't donate in the Super Chat anymore, but you can still donate to my Patreon and to my Streamlabs, which goes directly to my PayPal. And thank you to everyone who did donate. Oh, no. I can't leave just yet. I got to read all the comments, all the donations. Hang on. Crap. Oh, crap. I just want to make sure. I always do this, and I feel bad. Hello. Okay, I'm back. Hi. Sorry, everybody. The mic unplugged. Um, it didn't just move, Chappie. Shush. Don't say that. Um, I'm waiting for him to fly across the room. Uh, mic drop. All right. So I just want to thank everyone for donating. We got a lot, so stand by. Alan Walker, $5. CH, $2. Dave Train, $5. Drunk and Angry gave a freaking whopping $50 tonight. Thank you, Drunk and Angry. I don't know if you're still in here. He said, "You mean the world to me, and you mean the world to me too." Rick Avali, who always donates, gave $10. Dave Cassain gave €5. All Hail TMG, $10. Phelan gave $3. Mike Oliver gave $1. Todd Joch, I don't know if I say your last name, Jochum, gave $1, then another $1. Then Wagman gave $2. Rick Avali gave another $10. Jay Mullenix gave $5. I'm Not Christian gave $5. WT Chappie, okay, so WT Chappie gave, this is insane, gave 5. Another 5, another 5, another 5, another 5. Wagman gave 2. Chappie gave another 5. Tyson gave $2. Hendricks now gave $5. Jay Mullenix gave $2. D'Lo 480 gave $20. Cake gave 50 knock, which is like another $7. Hifty gave 2. Wagman gave another 2. Chapman gave more. Chappie gave 5. Another 5. Another 5. Another 5. Todd gave another 2. Wagman gave another 2. Chappie gave another 5. STV gave another 2. Or gave 2. Wagman gave another 2. Trickstar gave 5. Jenkins gave $10. Everyone check out Jenkins. He makes awesome music. Chappie gave 20. And then another 20. Hendricks now gave 5. Chappie gave another 5. Chappie gave 10. Chappie gave 5. Dave gave 2. Dave Train gave another 2. Again, Chappie gave 2. Billy Havoc gave 20 freaking whopping dollars. Chappie gave $25. Tuba Cody gave 5. Oh my gosh. Billy Havoc gave 10. Chappie gave 5. Trickster gave another 2. Cody Thomas, my friend, gave $10. Chappie gave another 5. Chappie gave another 5. And then Loic just gave, is that right now, Loic? Did you just do that now? Loic gave $20. Holy crap. Blowing my mind. Chappie, you're a lunatic. Straight up. I don't know what else to say. You're a mental patient. Trickstar, you too. Yeah, what's scary is the cobwebs in your wallet. Seriously, Chappie, do you need that money back? And then also here, let me add to that. We also had direct donations to my Streamlabs. You guys are unreal. $65 in total to my Streamlabs from Hannah, and then Sean, and then Retro Bomb, and then Kimberly and Wesley. I'm blown away by your generosity. This is unreal, you guys. seriously, I could make a living doing this. This is unbelievable to me. I don't know what to say besides thank you so much. I'm reloading my Streamlabs to make sure I can see this total here. So I got basically $365 tonight. But YouTube does take a giant cut of the 300, and then the 65 was direct. So I don't know what it is in the end, but it doesn't matter because this is unbelievable. You guys are so generous and you're so nice. Thank you for wanting to watch me and listen to these things. You're the best. You're all my best friends. I love you all. Thank you. Chappie, don't make me do it again. Don't do it again. You're cut off. Save it for next time. I think I'm going to be back to do it again on Wednesday, and I'll be loading these stories throughout. I don't want it to be overwhelming. I don't want to load too many videos, so I'm going to load like the best ones to my YouTube as individual videos, because I feel like if I load too many videos, it's just going to be like off-putting, and like people are going to get like and not going to know what to watch and not watch them. Because I've heard, that can happen if you load too much at once on your channel. People can be like overwhelmed and they just won't watch any of it. So I have to figure out my loading schedule of these stories. Yeah, it's a bummer cake that YouTube takes the money. But either way, it's good. It helps me out a lot. So it's more than I had before. But if you do want to donate, you can get it right to me. My Patreon, they take a smaller percent, and my Streamlabs straight up to my PayPal. So I get all of that. So thank you to everyone who did that. All right, cool. I'm out of here. Thank you for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. I'll see you on Wednesday. So come back on Wednesday. Bye.